Hello and welcome back. This is day 2 of the APAC Asia Season 2 for the Wargaming.net League 2015-2016 season. Wow, I am Luke Neller, your host for day number 2, and to my left, Edison, your strategic host.
Yeah, but I don't manage a team at least for 1 year, so
That's true, but you still know enough, and you've
Yeah.
been there on the hot seat at least once, all right? Right, well, today's games are going to be a blast. We saw yesterday the top of Korea be tumbled and also Taiwan. So unfortunately, they won't be there. However, the number 2 seed in the world, Elong, are here still representing the Asian region. And also the number 1 in China, RG, they're here and they're showing quite nicely. And we're going to see how they shape up. How do you like yesterday's games, by the way?
Yeah, I think the RG and the Go Best Horseman is quite close, but I feel Elong still lead them quite a gap there.
Yeah,
It's not that
in
easy
yesterday's
to follow.
performance, I agree with you. Yesterday's performance was definitely Elong looking much more solid, but they have the offline experience. We said all along that RG doesn't have that much offline experience because of this sort of thing. So, that's their thing we've got to watch out for, that they've already had one day now. They know what it feels like. They're going to feel a lot more confident today.
Yeah, I think so, but when you face to the Elong, maybe you cannot feel exciting, but I bet they gonna feel more nervous on the stage right now.
Oh, yeah, of course. The advantage for nerves must go in favor of Elong. However, and I'll throw this out there, it's a bit more nervous being number 1, right? I mean, in this region, number 2 in the world, you're number 1, right? You're the big fish, excusing the puns with the gold bass. But you are number 1. Everyone wants to take you out. So you're a bit nervous because you don't want to lose that number 1 slot. Everyone expects you to perform well. So.
Yeah, but something is quite interesting. I talked to the Elong yesterday. They told me the RG is the only one they worry here, because they are at the same team before, so they are quite familiar with each other. So they still think maybe they know what they're gonna do there. So maybe their strategy is not effective.
Yeah, well, for all those who didn't turn up yesterday, this is day number 2, and the details of the tournament are coming up. So here we are, $60,000. So it's not just pride of being number 1, you also get the money. Second place, a lot less with 20,000. We see that Gold Bass got 8,500, and fourth place was Horseman with 4,000. That is the ranking so far. Today is only going to be one match, and that is the finals of best of 13. So the team size is 7. As you guys might not know, if you play mostly random battles, it is only 7 players. That is for many different reasons, but you'll see how that is so awesome in a minute. It's attack defense, so one team's attacking, the other team's defending. There is always a victor. Someone will win. To help along the attackers, there are 2 base capture circles instead of the number 1, and they are captured individually, needing 120 seconds for 1 tank each. The round time is 10 minutes long. So, there's only one game, as I said. It's a best of 13, not best of 12. Really, they try to make it more simple.
Yeah, but they never count the tiebreaker, so always like both.
But it's a best of 13. First to 7, right? First to 7 victories.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's a best of 13, not best of 12. Ignore that. However, the first 12 matches are pre-planned. We know exactly the maps and all that sort of jazz beforehand. We know it's going to be Steppes, Murovanka, Himmelsdorf, Mines, Ghost Town, Cliff, with the tiebreaker being Broomberg, so there's no surprises there. We know everything that's going on. These are the prizes on the site, so you guys can ignore that because, well, unfortunately, if you're watching on this stream, either you don't know Korean and you're in the audience, and so hello to you there, or you're at home, wherever that may be. So hello, audience. We love you dearly. Ignore those prizes. I'm sorry, I really am. Ask the moderators if there's any prizes for you here, because I absolutely have no idea. But I love you all, really. I do. I promise. However, that map pool is really cool because for anyone who watches normally in North America and in Europe, you have Ghost Town, which is incredibly rare seen outside of this scene, I think.
How do you think about the Ghost Town yesterday?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Ghost Town is cool. Although we did see a full mouse lineup as well. It was what, 4 mouse in the team?
It's a 4 mouse with 2 E100.
E100, yeah. They lost badly. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Yes, but pretty fun, I think.
It was fun. They tried to cap fast with it, and I disagree with that strategy. I think they should have just driven at the enemy, not try to cap, but just driven.
Yep.
But it almost worked. What they did, they tried to hide their tier 8, the object 416, in between all the dead husks. But they eventually, with all their light tanks, managed to push out one of the mouse out the way and managed to destroy him. But it was only 13 seconds left. It actually got quite close.
Yeah,
It was like
and they
13
use
or
high
13,
exposure
I'm not
run,
sure.
you know. Almost, you know, almost do that.
Now check out the VODs if you're interested to see how that's going. But there we go. So I've got a feeling we are going to be going and having... Oh, there's a horseman in the audience.
Yeah, it's a Go Best.
Oh, it's Go Base, was it?
Yeah, Go Best team leader.
Ah, the girl next to him I thought was the girl who came with horsemen. So
It's a Rebu. Do you remember?
Okay,
Rebu, right?
there you go. The man who knows. I'm not so familiar with the player's name, so... sorry, what's his name again?
Rebu.
Repu.
Yeah, like...
I don't know this
You
term.
don't know? Okay.
Oh, Red Bull!
The Red Bull.
I
Red
apologize.
Bull. Yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, Red Bull the drink. So he's the team captain of Gold Best. People were actually talking about that before the game started, the broadcast started in the chat. He is definitely the captain. So there you go, Red Bull. There you go, Bull. I'm going to improve your English here.
Okay.
Bull.
Okay.
Strong L. Say it after
Red
me. Bull. Bull.
Bull.
Bull.
Red
There's no A on the end.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll get it. We'll get it. Don't worry. I can understand you most of the time, and that's fine. That's what we need. Right. So before we go into the maps, though, I believe we are going to go and interview the teams in a minute. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly when that will be, so you have to bear with us a little bit. We are the secondary language stream, which means that we get less information than the main guys over there. So they actually are ready to talk. We can see them over there, the two captains of these Chinese teams. I hear the clapping. We might do it now.
我们是RG Ray 的战队。我们在第一季的时候，准备不充分，因为也没有和海服的对手交手过吧，所以说不知道海服的战术风格。所以说在第二季的时候，我们也相应的有所准备，和这个新的68分赛制，然后也看了海服的录像吧，也做了相应的应对。我们最大的对手，如果这样说的话，我们第一步最大的对手应该是 Horseman， 因为只有赢了他们，我们才能进入决赛嘛。然后最后就是打翼龙，当然也交手过很多次了，所以说现在看来我们最大的对手还是 Horseman， 只有赢了第一步才能说第二步。我们这次争取就是首先打赢 Horseman， 然后在决赛的时候也有可能碰上韩国队，也有可能是蚁龙。那么我们也做了相应的，就是说相应的对策吧，争取拿到冠军。这次我们绝对不会做第4名的。
RG 加油！
There was RG, #1 in China right now. Managed to best the Horsemen yesterday. I'm going to try to remember the matchups. There's so many intense games yesterday that sometimes they blur a little bit after a sleep. So there we are. These guys are absolutely dynamite. We saw them play a little bit weaker on the offline than they do on the online. That's to be expected with the nerfs, as we were just discussing. However, these guys are nothing to be bashful about. They are very powerful, very good online. Their players, including very starful Baby, CL, M1, LW, XBT, 99 and U. Do you know who their captain is?
Should be a.
Was it you or 99?
The old guy. I think on the middle. Who's that?
M1?
M1?
Was it M1? Okay, well, one of them's the captain. We're not entirely sure whom, because these guys are really hard to find information about, because they come from China, they're on the China League, and it's incredibly hard for us to find information.
I feel it. I should be the that one over there.
Well, let's find out who Long are if you don't know already.
Yeah.
我们是一支来自中国全职业线下战队的俱乐部，然后目前所获得荣誉有 WGL 第1赛季冠军，然后还有日本 Rumble 冠军，还有 WGL Grand Final 世界总决赛亚军。我们的俱乐部变化并不是很大，但是因为去年上一赛季我们得了这个黄金联赛第1赛季的冠军，所以我们来参加 第2赛季的黄金联赛，我们会比较有信心。然后这次，韩国队已经改名为 Gold Bass， 我们还是很期待他们改名之后这个新队伍的表现。面对RG和霍斯曼都是我们的国服，在国服和亚洲服务器的老对手，对于他们我们还是比较熟悉的。希望他们能在这次比赛能打出精彩，能在这次比赛打出他们应有的实力。我们面对的韩国队 Gold Bass， 还有来自中国大陆的 RG， 还有台湾的 Horseman， 这3个队都是我们的老对手，而且实力都比赛经验都比较丰富。我们都会一一的去认真对待，争取卫冕这个冠军。ELO，
加油！
Give it up for Elong. These guys are fantastic. Not only are they honourable, but respectful and talented. They got 2nd place last grand finals, and yet they're still humble and they're still trying hard. They said Gold Bass would bring something different, or they would see if they would. They did. Gold Bass would, although the score says otherwise, it was really close. Some of those games really could have gone the other way.
Yeah, especially on the cliff, I think. It's quite close, but finally they still fail. But they're doing it pretty nice there.
Absolutely. I really don't think they have anything to be ashamed about. These guys are fantastic. They're pleasant to be around. Really good stars all around. So just in case you didn't know who they were, Newman, Black, Reflection, Nice and Flag, you get to see that, or in the other order, you get to see their names on the side of the monitors there. So you do know there. At the back is Guren and Fox, according to my sheet, but I actually see Guren Ren up the top there. So yeah, they've obviously had a substitution, or my sheet has the right person. Guren Ren isn't playing. I don't know. They obviously have subbed Guren Ren for either Lu or the other way around. We'll find out when we go into game. But here we are at the interview. So unfortunately, I don't speak Chinese, and this will be up to Edison to let us know exactly what's being said.
결승전에 진출했습니다. 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 반갑습니다. 니어. 네, 오늘 굉장히 얼굴들이 표정들이 밝은 것 같은데 먼저 EL게이밍에게 질문을 해드리도록 하겠습니다. 이제 아시아의 탑 패왕이라고 불리고 있고
So what's the question, sir?
Not yet.
우승을 점치고 있습니다. 이 기대 오늘도 그대로 적용이 될까요?
Okay, we cannot satisfy our fans. We cannot take #1 back.
What was the question? This is in Korean, by the way, just in case anyone didn't know. This man here is speaking Korean,
yeah, so
and the lady is speaking Chinese.
Okay, he comment about RG. RG this time they're doing much better than last time, and the total performance is much better than last time.
So there we have it. Elong are respecting Reform, saying they're doing a lot better this time.
Okay, just
no.
What's he said?
Yep. Only say Elong came in fighting. So
it's their slogan. Elong, come in fighting. There we are. Now you know their slogan when they're screaming. I told you these guys are good fun, and they're also very respectful.
You are the first time to the final. Even you lose, you got a #2. On the last season, we didn't got really nice score, and this time we're gonna doing much better, and we're gonna try harder.
Looks like you then must be the captain. We now know.
Yep.
4위 탈출뿐만 아니라 이제는 우승의 가능성까지 있는 리폼 게이밍인데
Actually, sat opposite him and Lodge. So now I know I was sat opposite the captain. We're talking about the difference between Taiwanese and Chinese writing.
she say the Elon is the #1 in Asia. How do you think about that?
强的对手，当然我们也针对他们做出了一些战术吧。
Oh, okay. They know they are so strong, and we are special by our strategy to counter the Elon's strategy.
Absolutely, the biggest weakness they have, absolutely, is that they are super famous. They went to the grand finals. There's so many VODs about their playstyle. So.
Okay, slogan.
What's his slogan?
Yeah. RG, go!
Go! Oh, simply go! RG, go! So are you come fighting? Is that what it is? Elon comes fighting. And
Elon fight.
Refon,
RG, go!
Refon Gaming, go! So there we are. Those are the captains. Those are the players. And now the time you've been waiting for. We're going to be coming into the battles very soon. So first battle will be on steps.
And Elon's on the assault side, attack side, the Reform Gaming on the defensive. But it's a steps. Normally we in APAC Asia we love this map because this one is so balanced. Even you are on the defensive side, you don't get too many advantages there.
Okay, well, we all like balance,
Yep.
but we also like action. What's so good about the dynamic of steps? Are they going to sit around for 7 minutes looking at each other, or is it going to be 2-3 minutes in,
Yeah.
massive clashes?
I know that your point. Because this map is so you don't have really as I say you don't have that advantage about the defensive. So even you are on the defensive team, you can choose more aggressive strategy. Just rush out and take some position is more important. So I think that's why people love this one, because if you got better strategy, you got much better chance to win. It's not like Rydberg because when you are stand on the defensive side in the Rydberg, you got much higher chance to win on that one.
Yeah, true. Himmelstoff seems to be the worst culprit. On Himmelstoff, there does seem to be a lot of standoff, a lot of poking, a lot of remaneuvering, all those sort of things. So it does seem to be the map that is slowest based. And it's really surprising considering Himmelstoff is one of the longest standing maps in the entire map pool. You think they would know how to do it by now?
Yeah, because I think the pimp stuff, you got a heal side, you got city tank. So sometimes people want to go to the heal first and clear everything.
First of all, I want to say this man has been here for every second of both days. He's awesome.
And every year.
Every year?
Every year.
Really?
I saw him every year. So it must be a maybe.
I need to get his autograph. That's what I do. He's the absolute #1 fan of Wargaming League Asia for sure.
Yeah.
He looks awesome too. I love his hat and helmet. He's cool. Anyway, you were saying about the maps before we got distracted.
Okay, because himself he got the heal side, so sometimes people want to clear the heal first. So they go to the heal and down heal and do their strategy on the tongue. So always take like 10 minutes, 7 minutes to go over, but the step is somewhat different. So.
Well, I'm going to try and speak louder because apparently our music is a bit loud. So I'm going to say that so our producer might be able to hear it and switch our music down. But until I can get that fixed, everybody, I'm just going to try and speak louder. All right, and you know that you guys need to hear me even louder. So there we have it. We are going into the tag picking for the first time. We're going to see some pretty standard pickups here. And I'm going to try, again, our new technique of trying to explain strategies for you. If you were not here yesterday, we're trying to explain things in a slightly different way. Instead of saying heavy tank, medium tank, light tank, well, these tanks can all have a different role regardless if they're heavy or not. For example, in E5, whether you're on defense or offensive, have a completely different role to the FV215, which is both heavy tanks. And 50B, for example, is another heavy tank. This is, again, another role. So we're going to do that for you. So, but what the hell?
Yeah,
look at those
T95.
tanks. T95 and the T54.
It actually call that a cockroach.
Well, do you know,
look like cockroach.
we actually call, well, in the Russian server, they call the T54 the cockroach.
Oh, really?
Because no matter how hard you step on it, it just doesn't seem to die. But the T95 is a blocker for sure.
Yeah,
and so is the T1105. Just checking that Reform is defending. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So the E5 is a heavy tank with great turret armor. For anyone who doesn't know the tier 10 so well, I'll go through them all when we can to explain exactly their job role. So the E5, fantastic turret armor, decent gun. There's nothing to shame at. But that's really why it's picked. When there's hilly terrain like steps, you pick something like an E5 to go hold down, to hold the line. So we call it a blocker. Same with the T95. Fantastic frontal armor for most situations, able to block the enemies from getting past you. The FV215Bs, kind of a multi-utensil. We have to see how they deploy them to know if they're going to be more of a blocking role or more of a brawling role. But these guys can definitely do all things. They have a lot of HP, not so good armor, but it's definitely a bit bouncy.
Right.
It's a bit bouncy, so that if someone shoots at it, it's going to bounce off the turret occasionally and stuff like that. But mainly it's there for its HP and its good gun. It's got great DPM, right?
Yeah, and on the tank lineup, I feel that Reform Gaming, they're gonna take a really conservative strategy because they choose T95, they have E5, they have 3 heavy tank, almost give up the layer mobility, I think. So just single gas, they're gonna stand on the northeast and trying to, you know, simply counter. You cannot do any counter strategy. They only can defend unless that lineup. You know. I think it's not too hard for Elong. They see such lineup too many times.
Game number 1 is on its way. We have Reform Gaming versus Elong Gaming. In the red, we have Reform Gaming. Blue is EL Gaming, otherwise known as Elong. So we have the classic push up the hill strategy coming in from Reform Gaming.
But today
this
is SPG here.
high risk, but it looks like Elong are not going to be able to take advantage of it at all, but they're planning a very different strategy. Take us through Elong's strategy here in the West.
Okay, the first one, they know you got a lot of heavy tank, right? So if you want to capture the north part, you might have some fast tank in the front and a slow one in the back. So if they got a chance there, maybe he can kill 1 or 2 in advance. But after that, they didn't see anything. The next step, they might have someone to capture the A3. A3 is quite nice position to spot enemy and without getting any damage. That's quite nice. So they on this step, they're still trying to figure out where is the enemy right now because they didn't see anything right now.
Yeah, they must know what's going on. They must know it's a massive turtle strat going on in A0. They sent nothing to scout, which is very unusual. Elong should have sent someone across the field to E8 to spot what was going on. Absolutely saw perfect counter techniques yesterday, but this time they said, let's give it up. Let's let Reform Gaming have that. I'm not sure if that's a good idea because Baby was performing fantastic yesterday. He was performing very well in every tank that he took. So don't count him out because he's in a tier 9, guys. That T54 can produce quite a bit of DPM if you let him snipe you. It's got good accuracy, it's got good reload, and decent penetration.
Okay, they're gonna use the E5 to the A3 as a sniper there, you know. But actually, it's not really sniper because if you shoot there, someone gonna fight you. But you know, if I got really nice torrent, so you don't worry about that. Just stand there and shoot someone. But he got hit there.
Yeah, it was really good play from Reform. They totally predicted Elong's move as both of their tanks, Flag and Nice, in the E5 and the Object 140, moved up, and both of them got punished immediately by the Object 140 from M1. And I believe even Baby's the one doing the damage for Nice. This is the confusion. Elong didn't expect this because the E5 may have great turret armor, but if you're looking down upon it, its frontal armor is nothing for these sort of tanks. So that's why Nice has already lost about 40% of its HP.
Yep. And right now they're trying to check the enemy out because they are on the capture point right now.
I want to see if that T95 does well. I really want to see if it's going to be worth his points.
Yeah, as you say, I really wonder what can he do there.
Well, it's got 1,800 HP. It's pretty high, right, for a tier 9?
Yeah.
Is there any tier 9s with higher HP?
If a heavy tank, normally heavy tank got much higher HP compared to others. TD is not that high HP, I think.
Oh, still, it's as much as the Object 140s.
Right now, they have no choice. They have to go out first to see the reflection there.
I love this. He's hiding in plain sight. Reflection is totally just sat there going, you know what?
Yeah.
Shoot at me. Good luck.
Yeah, normally you shoot at a bush there, but
we saw that yesterday. The AMX 1390 getting killed because he sat in the bush.
Yep.
It was a blind shot and he took him out.
Oh, they're coming.
And this time he's like, you know what? I'm just going to sit in the open.
They're coming.
So watch the text, guys. If you see that his text turns yellow, that means he's been spotted. Great covering fire, though, from Elong as a 99 crossing the open takes about 40% of his hit points. But Nice is still being punished by the sniper here. Baby has got his number, and he might be taken out, and that's really bad news because not only is he in an important position for scouting purposes, but that's a lot of DPM taken out of the fight.
Yeah, and no, the T59, the T54 there is so nice for him because his penetration is good enough for him to be a sniper on that position, and it's only a tier 9.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually, you know, when I said it's a high-risk position, you're putting your tier 9 there. It's not the biggest end of the world if you lose him. So I like it. I just want to see if the T95 was worth it. So far, he's, well, not done anything. But doesn't mean he's not doing something. But LW keeps showing his side, and he's being punished a little bit. But Nice is in much worse situation. One more snipe from Baby, and he's out. And that is just bad news. I'm really not sure why Nice keeps poking out. He seems to really not be able to sit still.
Yeah.
M1 takes a snipey shot. I don't know who actually successfully landed that. I think it was the Object 140 from Flag or Newman. Newman, I believe.
Yeah, but right now I feel for Elong, if they want to win this one, they should send someone close the C1 trying to kill. Who is that? 99 there, you know. 99.
Yeah, but they don't know he's there. The 1390.
Yeah, he crossed the railway, so everyone see him.
No, they didn't. He was unspotted. The 1390 has not been spotted. He's unspotted. I was literally talking about it, saying like, if you see his text go yellow, he's spotted. And oh wait, no, he has been spotted. You're right, he ran away. No, sorry, I missed that moment. I was looking at the other things. But 99's crossing over there, and he's taking more damage. You're right, Reflection ran away. Like, he's at low HP. He did run away.
Yep.
But 99 now is stuck between Flag and one-on-one battle here. But 99 is not hitting his shots, and Flag is connecting. But there it goes. Both the E5 Nice and 99 gets taken out by Flag. So that was a good exchange there for Elong, considering their position they're in. Look at the HPs there. We've lost 3,000 from Elong. They're down 3,000 HP, and they're on the offensive. Remember that. That means that if it's a draw, by traditional standards, as in no team captures the base or no team are wiped out, Elong lose because Reform are defending. So don't forget that, guys.
Yeah, they totally counter the position on the A3, and that's the first time I saw the E5 there and it gets so many damage. So I think, as you say, the RG is so familiar with them, so maybe they have a counter strategy and they will know how Elong gonna do there. But I think if Elong, they should try to, like this one, capture more, you know, and attract the enemy out. They got more chance there, but they don't have any winning chance if they rush in. So the only choice is capture and S them out and take more chance to snipe him.
Absolutely, they need to encircle them. They've just managed to take 500 HP back, but they're still down. And I really do blame Nice for this. I think he overplayed. There's no reason for him to lose so much HP so early there. He took too many risks trying to take those shots early on. I feel that was one of the reasons they're in a bit of a tight spot. Reflection doing one hell of a job. Definitely MVP here if Elong managed to somehow pull this off. But Flag is trying his absolute best to get them back into it. He's taking the spotting position of his dead teammate, Nice, trying to get the North back under their control. However, I don't know, man. As you're totally right. They have the bad chats in ambush position. They're totally running an assassin role here. They're going to be there covering their allies and trying to kill as much as they can when they break out. But Reform are being very careful, and they are not just coming up for no reason. Here's the Object 140. He's crossing. Oh no, it's an E5 and Object 140. They're spotted now. It's up to their teammates to try and cover them, but the bad chats aren't ready. They are totally out of position, and they're not getting the damage off they need. Reflection's moving, which is bad for him, because that means he's definitely going to get spotted. Oh no, there is the strike on the Object 140, but Reflection gets taken out in punishment. I'm not sure if that was a good enough exchange, though, for Elong to be totally back into it, as they still are down 1,000 HP, but they are making good exchanges as the TVP puts out all 4 of his shells and manages to do some decent damage to XBT there in the E5. I still got to say, Flag is doing a great job, but if he goes down, if he is destroyed, there's nothing Elong can do.
Yeah, but you know, the Tubacha, the position for Tubacha is not that great. If you want to do the assassin jump in the middle, because there is a short hero on the A6, so aren't you just trying to go close to a lower part, low ground, and so on the for the Tubacha they don't have any chance to shoot. That's why Archie can send 3 tanks over there.
It looks like Elong are putting their chips on the table. They're going all in for green number 1 as Garan Red and Fox XT goes in, trying to get the E5, and they get it for nothing. They get it for free. What a throw from Reform Gaming. Elong only have 1 minute left though, which means if that timer goes down to 0, Elong lose this match, so they are making amends to get this back. What a throw from Reform so far.
Yeah, I don't think they got a chance right now. Only chance for them is ignore the T95 and trying to kill FV21B on the other side. If they do that, they got a chance. But right now, it's too late to do that. And the Reform Gaming also have sniper on Hilltop.
It's that baby. He is totally made his money. I don't know why Ren is rushing his shots. He's no way he's going to reload in time. He should have definitely sacrificed his HP to get those 2 shots landing. He only lands 1 of them. But Black and Flag go into the cap circle. I don't think they have enough time for capture this. I don't know why they're going to go for the capture instead of going for the all-out kill. But there we go. Flag dies and goes to hopes of Elon Gaming. It looks like Reform are going to take the first game. But what a play. It swung back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Reform Gaming doing a great job, but I have to say, Elong should not have let Baby take that hill. Should not have let him do that.
Yep, but no, in the beginning it's really hard to predict that because they don't know if they're gonna do that, and they don't have SPG too. No.
You say it's hard to predict it, but almost everybody's tried it so far.
Yeah, but you know when you trying to when you use your light tank go to that way, if you go too far away, you're gonna die there. So
I don't know. There's some safe ways to do it. I don't think I've seen the counter tactic for this ever fail. Whenever I've seen the teams like European teams or even the Asian teams try and counter this strat, they've done it successfully. Even if it's just a spot or even blind shots from their non-reload autoloader tanks. They could have done something, but they decided to give it up, go pure west, and they got nothing from it. They got literally nothing from going pure west. If they'd gone first to counter and then withdrawn back and gone west, they would have had the same result. I don't feel that that gave them any strength, taking the west immediately and giving up the hill.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yep, that's right. Normally, I mean, in the Assault team, normally they go to the east part first, and they're trying to, to see if someone want to push your tank up here. But today, you didn't do that. It's quite normal. I mean, the strategy is quite normal, but I feel maybe they are too overconfident. Like you said, the E5, nice shoot and die there. You got really nice cover, but he keep pushing out and got shot, push out and got shot. Finally, when you need the E5 to kill up to 140, you only have like 200 hit point there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a sacrifice by Nice there. We're going to see if he plays better or nicer in this next battle. We're trying to get the audio sorted out, guys. If you still think the music's too loud when we're out of battle, I can only apologize, but we're trying to get the word out. I'm looking for the producer now, but I can't see him. In the meantime, though, I'll speak much louder and try and get you guys the tank lineups. We're going for Reform on the offensive this time, and they're taking brawler after brawler. They're using FE215s, a pair of them, 3 Object 140s, and the Bachatelion 25 ton is their last tier 10. That means they're taking an 8, which could mean they're going for RT, and they are indeed going for the Lorraine. Lorraine being the fast artillery.
Okay, this Reform Gaming on the assault side, right? So they use the Lorraine SPG as yesterday, and they choose heavier setup at 2 FV215B, and it's for up to 140. I guess they gonna build a front line again and trying to use the SPG to consume more hit point and take more hit point from Elong. And finally they gonna rush out, but I bet that Elong already know that too, so they choose much lighter setup in the defensive side. So what can they do on the Elong?
I've got a feeling Elong are not going to defend in the classical sense of the word.
They never defend.
Yes, I was going to say, Elong's mantra is a good defense is a good offense, right?
Yep.
Right, so we're going to have these amazing lineups go head-to-head very soon on the second battle of steps. We are seeing Reform on the offensive, Elong on the defensive. Currently, Reform have the slight advantage of winning the defense 1-0.
And you see a tank lineup, you can feel that Elong choose Elong as the offensive side, and the RG should be the defensive.
So here we are in game number 2. It is the second and final battle on steps. However, Reform won their defense. Now they're on the offensive. Can they take the 2-0 away from E-Long and keep the momentum going into the second map? Remember, this is a best of 13, so this is not the end of the world. It's just one battle. Right. This looks like a massively open and dynamic game from E-Long, and we're going to see it right now. So explain what's going on. Talk through the opening, sir.
Okay, I think on the beginning, the RG gonna capture the southeast part because on that position for them it's much easier to set up artillery and take more strong frontier. Because the position for them is much easier to defend. So that's why I say, even they are on the assault side, they set up gonna be like a defensive team, you know. Okay, and for E-Long, they know maybe you cannot go here. So on this time, maybe they can take a rush strategy, I guess.
This is beautiful ambush position. Reflection's trying to bait them in, but it's not working. I saw an actual collision going on there between the E-Long team as they are all trying to keep out of sight. This is an absolute ambush as Reflection is trying to show them that the team are not there. And the FBs are currently not in position. Will Reform Gaming take the bait? Oh, no, I don't think so. I think they're too smart for this. They're all looking the wrong way, though. They are all looking at Reflection. They are. They don't know they're here. This is a hell of an ambush.
Their attention on the M3090, so no, they don't know where is the E-Long right now.
They're going to go around. They're going to come down. And if they come around that corner with these 3 light tanks, these brawlers.
They leave.
No, they're not. They're going down to the valley. They're gonna flank around into the valley, aren't they? No, or are they gonna go all the way west?
Yeah, no leave.
They're gonna west.
If they want to go to the valley, the heavy tank should move out, but no, heavy tank didn't move.
I don't know. It looks like a valley push to me. Yep, they are going down there. I thought it was, they're losing vision. They were running to the south of the map to lose vision.
They want
They're
to
coming up.
They want to build a frontier right now because heavy tank on the front line and they got sniper and mid tank on the back.
Yeah,
it's quite standard defensive.
So this is a push formation we have here from Reform as they're putting their bruisers at the front. The tanks that have HP. And here they come, they spot them all. But will they take out 99 before he can get into cover? Or is this ambush not going to have any results here for E-Long? And the answer is nope. 543 damage from... Oh, no. The trap has gone all wrong for E-Long and they're in full retreat. It did not work. What a play. What a great scout from 99, getting away with most of his HP. Well, good try there from E-Long, but it didn't succeed.
Yep, but, you know, even they have a chance. They only have a chance if only 1 or 2 tank going down. I'm just thinking about if everyone...
What?
Right now?
What? Now? 3 minutes into the game, they're gonna do this?
They expect they won't push, no. So they just want to defend right now.
What the hell? E-Long Gaming, guys with big balls as they are going, you know what?
Oh, someone spotted. No?
Yes, they were. Fox was spotted.
One.
Only one, though.
Only one?
They knew that they were there. If you saw a guy there doing that, like you can't see anything else, you knew they were there. I cannot believe E-Long trying that 3 minutes into the game. Wow, that's just these guys.
Yeah, they just want to take more time, you know, because they are on the defensive side. If your SPG cannot hit anything, you know, they cannot win this one.
Sorry, man, I'm laughing here. What are E-Long playing at? They're trying to pull out every special attack they can think of. They're not playing standard at all. Is this a good or a bad thing?
It's somewhat like a surprise, but you know. They got less heavy tank. Less heavy tank not mean lose, but you know they got lower hit point and low armor right now. So if they are engaged on the short distance, the E-Long cannot benefit.
And again, they're spotted. It looks like Fox is going to be taken out with a massive Alpha Strike. Nikes is also down to 1 hit, and Gurren Ren is the next guy to get sniped. This seems like a massive disaster for E-Longs. They're going to go down 2-0 if they do not somehow get back into this. As Newman's down to 50%, he might get sniped by the Object 140 before he gets into cover, but Black is going to take the shot instead. but the shot bounces. Doesn't connect. However, it doesn't matter. 99 is there and finishes off nice. This is an absolute train wreck for Elong as they try 2 different special tactics. It doesn't work, and then Reform take it to them and almost no return damage.
Wow, maybe that's why they don't say they really worry about the RG. I feel that RG always use some special strategy, and they even know that what Elong gonna do there.
Maybe they're just reading them really well, or maybe Elong are trying to play too special and they need to cut back on the special tactics and start playing with a solid strategy. But here they come on their counter-attack, but Black goes down to 1 hit in an opening salvo as Reform Gaming have a great setup. All their guns are pointed in the right direction. There goes one. Flag is going to be focused down next if they can't find Newman. Goran Ren goes down to 1 HP, and there you go, 2 tanks within 1 shot. All it has to be is a clean-up now as Reform Gaming completely dominate this battle. Reform Gaming are on fire. These guys are absolutely showing Elong they need to play better. You guys, don't take us for granted.
Wow.
Don't treat us like rubbish.
7-0.
Respect us.
That's the first time.
It's the first
That's
7-0.
my God. That's the first time I saw Elong have a 7-0 to 7. Even they go to the WGL, they never have a 7-0.
Wow.
Wow.
Reform Gaming
Oh my God.
are punishing Elong for either cockiness, which, as I said before, in their interviews and stuff, they were saying like, oh, we respect them, everything's great. But in this situation, I can't think of any other excuse. That had to have been underestimating your opponent or not taking this seriously, or it's overthinking. Like, I'm hoping it's the third one. They're overthinking it. They're thinking, hey, guys, these guys have really studied our tactics, so we have to play outside the box. We have to do something extreme. But that is actually not working at all. Is Reform Gaming are playing classic tanks and doing it superbly without a fault.
Yeah, because RG's strategy is so complicated. So the SPG doing really nice job. 2 penetration, you see? One 1,000, another one 1,000. So only 2 penetration, but make a lot of damage.
Well, the opening was a 500 hit as well against the TVP. So they did more than just those 2 shots as well.
So after that, RG just rush out because they know we've got huge HP advantage there. So
All right, but map number 2 is coming up, Morovanka, and we are going to see if this can be Elong's map. In fact, Elong are quite aggressive on this map as well. Usually, even if they're on the defensive, they go on the offensive. They go to the Magic Forest to the east, and I'm sure Reform know this. So they're going to plan for this. Or, as we just saw, and this is going to be the big tell, will Elong play it standard, which will throw them off? They're not going to go so crazy. They're not going to go into the forest and play something different. I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
But I feel something about Reform Gaming because they always choose more heavy tank. Always. So on their strategy, on their mind, they take more defensive strategy. Maybe because of Elong always choose a lot of light tank and do it really nice. So on some scenario, maybe it's quite even. On the late game, only two tank, two to two, 2 of 3 to 3. If you got heavy tank, sometimes you got high chance to win.
Well, we're going to see right now exactly what their tank lineups are going to be. Are they going to take more bruisers and blockers, or will they go for more mobile skirmish setup?
For the Reform Gaming,
who's defending?
Yeah, they are defending. They choose 2 E5. I guess they cannot choose more heavy tank.
Well, they're going to go for 3 STBs. That's my guess. It's going to be 2 E5s, 3 STBs, and then probably something like a bad chat maybe. Oh no, I'm wrong already. They're going for an Object 140. 62A.
Yeah, that's meaning they're gonna snipe it.
Yeah, they're gonna go full defensive here then. Okay. TVP.
And Elong choose a M40 43. Oh, Elong doing pretty nice on this one. I do remember.
And an M40 43 in return for Reform Gaming.
Yeah, for the defensive
side.
Oh,
3 bat chats coming out. It could even be a 4th.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, they choose more mobility. That means they're gonna use like spot and the artillery shot.
Waffentrager E100. Oh, so come on, guess what Elong's gonna be doing on this attack?
On this one, Elong gonna have 1 Waffentrager to protect the artillery.
Yeah.
The main purpose of the core of the strategy for Elong is use the artillery. They are the same, but somewhat different to the Reform Gaming is Reform Gaming love to use the heavy armor on the frontier to spot enemy and shoot and take damage by artillery. But on the Elong side, they want to use the mobility and the side, the camo advantage there, so they can just spot enemy and less chance to take in any damage from the enemy side. So somewhat the same, but they one side for the Elong they want to use the mid tank, take it less chance to be shot. But for the Reform Gaming, they want to use a heavy armor in the front and trying to see where is the enemy and use their artillery to take in the damage there.
I still find it very interesting they've gone for an Object 140, a T62A, and a TVP. They don't, I mean, I get it, the STB and the TVP will stay together, they'll stay on the hills trying to do some damage if they can, because they've got great gun depression, they're able to do the job there. But the T62A and Object 140, they're going to sit back and try and snipe.
Yep.
But if they wanted to go for such a snipe strategy, why not two T62As?
Because up to 140 got more function there. If you want to flanking or doing something like that, P62A is not a good choice.
Right, well, okay then. So they're leaving their options open. They're making sure that they're going to have a ability to change their strategy on the fly if it's necessary. So, okay, that's why you would take 62A over the other one. Here we go into battle number 3. Second map, we are on Morovanka. And we will have Reform Gaming in the red against Elong in the blue. Elong do not want to drop yet another game, even though they're on the offensive. Can they pull it off? Let's find out.
Yeah, but I think for the Elong Gaming, they have to hide the open trigger more carefully because this tank gonna be the RG's first target. So I think if RG want to win this one, they have to spot the open trigger as soon as possible and use artillery to take the massive damage.
But look at this spread from Elong. They are taking all 3 parts of the map. They're taking the center, east, and west. I don't think that's precedent.
Yeah. But on the assault side, attack side, how to normally this map people love to use the SPG, but in order to counter such strategy, you have to control the east part first.
Okay, well, look at exactly what they're doing. They are shoring up in one tiny part of the map. But doesn't this, I mean, really, can't they just cap number 1 right now? If they just walk into cap number 1 with 3 tanks, they're going to win. Right?
On this moment, they cap, they win.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they have 3 tanks, they already win this one.
Like, I'm a bit of a noob, okay? Like, totally correct me if I'm wrong. Elong could just walk into number 1 right now and win.
Right, you are right.
So what?
Yeah, on the southeast corner, you cannot come back within 30 seconds. If the weapon track go to the central, you are not possible to come back.
What is going on? Why does Elong not cap? I mean, they must know.
They don't know.
They must know.
They know
they've not been spotted. They've not spotted anything. They must know.
Maybe they just think maybe some sniper on the K1 or somewhere. They are worried about that.
Well, here goes the second attempt, and there's 2 ways to cap. I'm going to actually explain to the audience. For anyone who doesn't know, there's actually some really interesting ways you can abuse the cap mechanic here. You can have 1 guy in the cap zone for a while, let the counter tick down, and then have 2 guys join the cap at a later time, which speeds it up. So the enemy have planned, okay, I can go around this way, and I'll be there in time to reset it. But you don't have that time because halfway through the cap, 2 more join. But there we go, 608 damage against you in the Object 140. It looks like, though, this is not an Elong trying to win by cap. This is Elong trying to win by baiting out Reform Gaming from their defensive positions and having them in the open field.
Yep, and they already set up everything on the middle, so if Reform Gaming, you just come there, you
caught in the open, and they've actually managed to track him. He doesn't seem to have a repair kit, but he's going to get all 5 of his shots off, and he's going to go and reload. It's not such a big a deal now for him. He can just hide and wait for that reload, but that was almost a disaster.
Yeah, but it's so worse for him, He got 5 shots and still alive there.
Well, if they just had someone else in the cap zone, they would have won right now. Just to let you know.
Yeah,
if that STB was actually in the cap zone, they would have won.
Oh,
As
do you
I
see
said-
the Wolfen trigger?
Yeah,
there?
I don't
Oh!
think.
Oh!
Well, if Wolfentrigger misses.
He's gonna die there. Check. I
Oh.
never. Wow.
Oh, but it's nice. This is the STB's power. Nice, sorry, LW is not going to be able to do anything here, while Nice is able to punish him for any moment, any move he makes over the tip.
But you know, I think the SPG for the Reform Gaming, he should set up on the east part, not there.
800 damage from the M40, M43, but RG coming over the top gets absolutely wrecked there by the team of Elong. But the Wolfentrigger has to back off. He's got 2 shells remaining, and he's going to fire the last one. Yes, he does, and he reloads. So right now, Reform have the best chance to go in because, well, there's none. But there's the artillery going in for the LW. Doesn't finish him off, but that does take him down to 1 shot. So Nice can finish him off if he wants. It does mean he's pretty useless here on the hill.
Yeah, right now it's so critical for Elong because of the Wolfentrigger and the Opacha all on the reloading right now. If a Reform Gaming push, they cannot win this one.
M40, M43 just missed the Wolfentrigger. Almost managed to finish him off, but it doesn't seem to matter. The STB is going to reload and take out the Wolfentrigger. And there it is. Death of Reflection by M1. That's 1 tank apiece down. The HP is really similar. Elong are on the offensive, guys. Although it looks like Reform was attacking Elong, it was Elong trying to capture that circle.
Yeah, but on that moment when Wolfentrigger come out is so critical because he didn't check the E5. If he checked the E5, he cannot kill one. But no, he failed.
True, but I found that E5 is pretty useless in the position he was in. But there he is. He's spotted by Goran Ran and takes out the artillery. That's the artillery threat gone, which means Elong are going to break cover and probably take the assault to the Reform very soon.
Yep.
They're going to actually, that's probably wrong. They're probably going to poke now and try and use the artillery advantage, and Reform will break cover and go for Elong.
The time is really critical because they only have 5 minutes. So 1 shot, 1 minute.
How many? 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 shot, 1 minute. So how many the? Oh wow! What's going on there?
That was artillery and Nice hitting him at the same time. So Nice whacks him there at the same time as artillery hitting him. So that's 900 damage in 1 go. Baby's now lost a lot of his HP at the same time.
And right now, you know, Elong start to capture there, but only 1. They know you only have artillery and 1 mid tank there, so they just want to rush out and kill your artillery and trying to catch your STB there.
This is much better play by Elong than the last map. They managed to take the whole map. They managed to counter Reform Gaming's tactic completely. Every step of the way has been almost perfect from Elong. Now, for them to lose this, they have to do something disastrously wrong. And right now, Fox, if he fires, he's going to be spotted. They know he's going to be here. So he might sacrifice himself to get the kill against the TVP. He's definitely aiming at him. He could if he gets spotted. Nice has been spotted. He's going to spot the TVP. Will the artillery try and help Nice, or will he decide not to? We're going to find out very
Nice
shortly.
go out again. He shouldn't go out.
Oh,
whoa.
What a waste. Fox has decided not to help, but right now in the TVP in the top right corner has Fox does hit, and he goes down to 1 hit, but it wasn't enough to kill him. It seems like Nice overplayed again. He does seem to like leave in cover, doesn't he?
Yeah, he shouldn't live there. He just stay behind house and, you know, the Newman gonna cover him, but he go out alone and die there. Whoa, my God.
It seems a bit of a disaster here from Elong, but at the same time, Reform is in a weak position with so many of their tanks at very low HP. Flag just needs to get 1 shot off. There it is. The E5's got ammo wreck damage. Is that really slow reload, or is it just me?
No. Only low
that's
HP. It's
normal.
low
Okay.
HP.
So Flag needs to get 1 shot on him, but he's in a hold down position. Fox is still alive somehow as the TVP is hunting him down. Will the TVP from Elong protect his ally or not? There's Black. He's been found and he's down. But Black is going to try and revenge his ally. Oh no! CL decided to reload. That's probably the worst thing he can do, but he didn't know that Black is after him.
Yeah, but Black cannot shoot him there because he know there might be someone, but he's not sure about that.
Yeah, it does actually seem that Black didn't want to go out, but there goes LW. Goran Ren's playing really well, making up for Nice's bad play.
Yeah, they got a lot of autoloader right now. I think Nice is quite critical here because if he didn't do that, they already win this one, I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand what Nice is doing. He's playing the same in every map. He's not doing so well. He needs to shake off whatever is bothering him. He's not focusing right because that was silly. He gave his entire HP away for one shot.
Yeah.
It was not worth it. I don't know. There's no excuses. There's no excuses for that sort of play.
But I say Elon still got really nice chance. They have full health, really like no damage, Bacha. So
Well, one shot from the back chat here.
wow,
in the
he
south.
gotta chase him.
Flag did one shot, backed off. But the TVP here from CL is still alive.
Oh.
And Black is still useless. Wait a minute, Goran Ren didn't need it.
Yeah.
CL stood around for a little bit too long and managed to get sniped by the bad chat, which is a bad play there. But I guess he's very nervous considering how desperate this is. Baby needs 2 shots to die from Flag, and Goran Ren, he comes around the back, shoots to the end block. 1, 2. Game Elong. They needed that.
Yeah, it's a Elon, take more aggressive strategy.
Yeah. Elong, that was classic Elong. See, now that's what I expected from Elong for the first half. The second half was clumsy. It was bad plays by both teams. That was just negative play from both teams. However, the opening was perfectly played by Elong. That's exactly what they need to do. They did it. Nicely done.
It's a 100% Elon. That's just like a Elon, But I feel that on the RG side, they really prepare a lot of different strategy. Maybe they're trying to do something that Elon never see. So someone like the reaction about their commander, if he make the right decision, maybe something gonna be much easier.
Maybe. I think Elong needs to keep it simple. Their starting strategy was fantastic. They did their opening, but instead of regrouping and doing things right, they seemed a bit, for them, unusually distant from each other. They seem to be very separate. It seemed to be like they spread out and became individual games. Much like we said Gold Bass yesterday. Exactly how they lost. Great opening, really strong, and then fell apart.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're seeing from Elong. They did the exact same thing. Granted, RG is doing the same sort of thing. Well, not the same sort of thing, but they're also making silly mistakes for no reason. But this is uncharacteristic of EL. EL normally do that absolutely perfectly.
Yep, and Elon I said why Elon prefer light-tank strategy or mid-tank strategy. They want to gather the information first on the step and choose their strategy later, thereafter. But I said Elon can keep this style on this one because RG strategy is somewhat counter. So if they can gather information in the beginning and make the right decision, I think Elon still have a high chance to win this one. So again, RG choose a heavy tank. 1 E5 and for the Elon.
Right.
Still high speed tank.
So now we've got the reverse going on. Elong are defending, but I doubt they're going to defend defense.
They never defend.
They never defend defense. SCB, TVPs, very good on the heals, guys. Batchats are very good for ambushing, for quick burst damage, and also for really big maneuvers, which we saw in the last battle. Lorraine, though, fast artillery, not as good gun as the M40, but much more maneuverable. So it looks like Reform going still for the traditional attack, using the E5s and artillery support. Elong, again, mobility. All about the mobility.
So I guess the Elon gonna have similar strategy as RG started. They might go to the east part and try to find something, but as we see on that, as we saw on that match, Elon have really high chance to win that one by capturing in first minute.
Yeah, well, they could. They really could. But I don't think Elong... Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. This is my strategy for this game. Reform will do a slow push. And Elong are going to try and do a counter swing. They're going to go all the way east, go through, come round to the north, and come in behind Reform Gaming. They're going to try that. I don't know if they're going to succeed or not. And I think Reform are going to take the north. They're going to dig themselves in and wait for it. I think they're going to be prepared for it. That's my guess.
For the assault team, they have to, on this one, they have to kill enemy or the capture, right? So on the west part, the capture point is quite weak if you attack from the middle. So for Elong, the most important thing for them is control the east part, and after that, they have to got a point to spot the capture circle and try to reset the capture circle just from the mid center, I think.
All right, well, I believe that the teams are ready, and we're going to find out if you're right, or if I'm right, or if they do something completely crazy, which has actually happened in the first map already. So we don't know if Elong are going to stay standard, but the score is 2-1 currently, with Elong needing to win this. Let's find out. Alright, we're in battle number 4. It's the last one here on Muravanka as we find out if Reform Gaming can win this offensive or Elong is going to equalize and go 2-all. We've said what we've thought. Let's find out exactly what these tanks are going to do. Where are they going to go? So we can see from the starting positions that the Lorraine is got the north, quite a far west spawn. So it's definitely going A1. I'm pretty certain that Lorraine's going A1.
Normally on the assault team, they put their artillery on the A1 because no angle can hit any artillery on the A1. I mean, except artillery.
Well,
the Reform Gaming go to the east part first.
Well, I was wrong about Elong and I was wrong about Reform. They literally did the opposite of what I said. I said Reform will go to the north west and that Elong would go to the east, but I was completely and utterly wrong. Well, I can admit that when I'm wrong, but it looked like that the tanks would have suited that situation better. But Reform Gaming, I hate to tell you guys, you do know that drawing the game means you lose, right? They do know this, right?
Yep.
Because it looks like they're just going to dig in and wait for 10 minutes in that top corner.
Okay, but they got a heavy tank. They got a heavy tank from the east part. That means they don't have any chance to flank into north again. So that means they cannot attack from the south side. But you know that, right? Near to there is a scout on the H6. Anyone approaching to the capture circle 2, you gonna got a lot of punishment there. So I just wonder what are you gonna do on the east part. I saw a lot of failure for such similar strategy, but just wonder what they're gonna do there.
Yeah, I'm curious too. It looks like they're gonna do a slow push to the south. I don't see it working. Maybe this is just a reaction. Okay, so hear me out. I think this was a reaction to assuming Elong were going to do a push-out strat like I said. Let's say the Reform Gaming commander, he saw this, I think it was you, wasn't it? So you saw the lineup from Elong and said, okay, they're going to push into the east, much like I said. Let's set up in a way that if we met them head-on, we'll win. They have the early game because the two bad shots?
It's spotted.
Yeah. 99 gets punished being in the open. 3 shots connect, although only 2 do damage.
That's what I say. Anyone approaching to the capture circle too, they're gonna get a lot of punishment there.
Oh yes, and he could have had it worse because the TVPs were the only ones firing. But out of the 4 shots fired, 3 of them touched, and only 2 of them penetrate. I say only 50% penetrate. That's pretty good. Anyway, back on my point. If you look at it, the bad chats wouldn't have been reloaded. There's 2 of them there for Elong and only 1 of them on Reform. So there's probably a DPS advantage for the early game for Reform if they met in the secret jungle in the east. So that's probably why the red team, Reform Gaming, went into the east at the start to try to prevent that. And now they're going to slowly move out over the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, but on such scenario, if they do not move out within 2 minutes, I don't think they got too many chances to win this one because Elong already stand on a really nice position for sniping.
Yeah.
If they cannot catch the spotter, I mean the scout there, they really cannot push. But only 6 minutes, 7 minutes right now. They at least they need like 2 to 3 minutes to take out the scout. So, they just simply guess it.
Right now you can see that's exactly what 99 is doing. He's guessing every bush. He's like, oh, okay, he's not in that one, he's not in that one. And I used to do this when I used to play artillery back in the beta for What Attacked. I only played artillery in the beta. You check my account, I've not played artillery since, like 2 battles maybe. Anyway, I used to literally do that and just pick a bush, any bush, click. Because back then especially, people didn't realize that bushes, you have to sit behind the bush, not in the bush. So a lot of people just sat in bushes. So I'll just literally play the first 5 minutes just clicking bushes, random bushes, until someone raised an all chat. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's gonna work out on the random battle, but right now they only have 6 minutes. They don't have too many chances to try that.
Maybe not, but I can totally see why they're doing it. Oh, and you gets punished as well. 420 damage into the side. It's a necessary evil if they want to find out where Reflection is. He's so close, but if he doesn't get within, I think, 50 meters, he's not going to spot him. But he's trying. He's really trying.
But because there is too many push, I think maybe more than 30. So no, if you only have 5 minutes, you should do something more aggressive. But for a team like RG, I feel they prefer more.
Reflection's been spotted, or he's been found. You must have guessed the right bush because he managed to hit him.
It was you.
It was you, it was Blusher. He knows he's there though, man, because the bullet doesn't continue. Reflection's totally being spotted. His game is busted. He needs to run. And you actually gets punished quite bad for doing it, but he did guess the right bush. Reflection has to get out of there. I'll be really surprised if he does, with the right fires and misses, and you doesn't get that. That was not a good exchange, but he does root out the scout. Like, man, if you don't see your tracer continue going, you know you've got him, right?
But there is a bush. Normally you can assess trace later, you know. The bush cover there. You can assess something.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. When Reflection was busted, he just sat there. He was like, no, he didn't see it. He didn't see it, but he just fired again. I was like, okay, yeah, I've been found. So there we are. You did find the right bush. It took him only 2 minutes. That's pretty good going.
Okay, they got 5 minutes, and they don't have the hit point advantage. The only chance for them is take the capture circle and force the Elon go out. But they don't even know there is a Butcher.
And GG is going forward and he's taking it all. Reflection is actually doing one hell of a job in this game. So critical, and I cannot believe that you let him go. It was, well, I see you. The entire Reform Gaming were not set up to kill him, which is really surprising. Like, that was the whole goal. The whole first step was, okay, Reform Gaming, let's move forward, get Reflection, who's hiding in the bush. They found him, and they didn't kill him. That seems like a big disaster Reform might not be able to recover from.
Yeah, and on the last moment, you know, wow, Reflection come back.
Boom! 0 shots fired by M1, completely satisfied. Reform Gaming, mistake after mistake, as they are now in desperation mode. They have to do something completely critical. Look at the right-hand side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Nice Black, Black Newman, Gurren Ren, Fox, every single tier 10 at maximum HP. Elong are dominating in this fourth battle.
Yeah, I think the RG, maybe they don't have any chance right now. Even they rush out, they lose this one. And they won't do that because the HP is totally different right now.
Oh gosh, and 99 goes down! Oh, no!
My God.
Oh! This is the apocalypse for Reform Gaming. At this point, they must be thinking about the next map. They go, okay, guys, it's 2-0, doesn't matter, right? We lost Muravanka. Elong have got us here. Next map is Himmelstoff. It's going to be much slower, much heavier. Reform Gaming probably has the advantage.
Take a last chance.
This is it, all in. Chips are on the table, rolling the dice, all together, big fist, and go.
Yeah.
So far, these E5s have done nothing. And this is the first time they've been spotted. They're going to try and do something. Elong can probably at this point just go out. But no, 700 damage. Returns to the E5. Fox, it takes a little bit of damage. But by the way, that glancing hit from the artillery was the first bit of damage to a tier 10. Object 140 goes down. I don't know, man. There's nothing they can do. Oh, Reflection gets knocked out.
It's over.
Oh, TVP actually managed to catch Reflection. So it's not going to be a 7-0 victory there for kills.
How are they going to take that? TVP first. Whoa!
Human takes a shell to the face, but it doesn't matter. It's too little too late, as this is a massive cleanup job. They are going in there. They are the exterminators. They are fumigating Reform Gaming, and Baby was at max HP. Doesn't matter. He goes straight down a one-shot within seconds, but everyone's on reload. Fox is coming towards him. He's got 4 shells left. First one bounces. Second one bounces. Third one goes through. Need 3 though. If he had actually joined the fight earlier, maybe it would have gone different. But
the upper of E5 is quite nice here.
HP left for Elong. That's a bit of a one-way fight. It did take him 8 minutes to win it, but they were the defenders. 2-2. Elong equalized this. First map went to Reform, second to Elong. Next map is Himmelstoff. So let's look to the future. Everything's reset.
Yeah, I feel that RG is really a defensive team. You know, when you force to attack, you are forced to attack. They cannot show up really a nice strategy.
Maybe you're right there, actually. Maybe you're right. Maybe you have a good point that Reform are actually better on the defensive, but Elong are just better at the offensive completely.
Yeah.
So Himmelstoff, though, is going to be in Reform Gaming's playstyle then, isn't it?
Yeah, might be, but you know, one team have one chance, so might be an even there, I guess. You know.
Well, okay, yeah. I've got a feeling I'm gonna sneak the chips in here on the side of Reform Game. I think on Himmelsoft they're gonna have a slight edge. Their playstyle seems to just suit closed maps better. We're gonna find out very soon though. But that's where my bet goes.
I know that, but I saw a couple times Elon play on the hip stuff. Actually, they don't like hip stuff. Maybe you are right. They really don't like hip stuff.
I think it's too restricted for them. It's too restricting. It's not allowing their open field gameplay. They spread out a bit. They have lots of maneuverability, light tanks. Well, it doesn't work. As you can see, it's too crowded. There's too many streets. There's too many narrow situations. In the first map, we saw on steps, absolutely Reform Gaming's playstyle, where they focus fire, they set up traps, they push forward together. Absolutely works here on Himmelstock. That's what I'm just saying. From what we've seen, I reckon they've got an edge here.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you guys at home think? What do you guys in the chat think at home? Do you guys think that Himmelstock is going to go for Reform, or that it's going to go to Elong Gaming? What do you think, Edison? What do you think?
Yeah, on the APAC Asia history, Elon, they do not love this map because they always ban the Hipstop, they always ban the Ruinberg, they always ban the Mice. But because this three map is a close battle map, and you have to use a lot of heavy tank. So that's why they don't like it. But they still perform okay. I'm not talking about they are so superior like Step or Morvenka, but they're doing pretty okay on the team stuff too. So I think Reform Gaming, right? You're right. They are quite nice on the defense end.
Yeah, and then look at this. Already we get the bad chats. AMX and the lightest heavy tank you can get, the FB215. Totally expected here from Elong. Oh, this is it.
Yeah, even heavy tank, they choose the FB215. They don't want to use the E100.
They don't want to use the slow tanks. It's like, if we have to pick slow tanks, we'll pick the fastest slow tanks there are, right? We're looking at a very heavy lineup here from Reform. 2 E100s, 1 Wolfentrager E100. 50B, so for all the skirmishes, again, the heaviest skirmisher you can get. 1390, very important light tank in this because if there is going to be a cap attempt at the base number 2 on the west side, then you need a 1390 to counter that. So that's a really sensible choice taking
right. But normally a team chooses a 50B. I mean, especially on the assault team. That means they want to control the heel side, but right now, their setup is too heavy, so I don't think they can control the heel side. But it depends on Elon. Maybe Elon want to do a counter strategy. They can, just use the 215B and rush to the heel side. And they also have Basha. That means in the beginning, Basha can reach heel in the first moment.
Yes, true.
The company with the MS3090. So for the Reform Gaming, it's really tough to get 50B.
Or they can just send 2 E100s up the hill and the Batchat has no chance and has to run away. Which has been done. We have seen like heavy counters where they just drive up the hill and take it. I'm saying they're not going to do that. I'm not saying they're going to do that at all. It's just that they could do that, right? They're not going to. I'm absolutely certain about that. But you never know. But anyway, looks like they're ready for Himmelsdorf. And we're going to see if map number 3 has the same result as map number 1. Let's find out right now on the WarGaming.net League APAC Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is battle number 5 on the third map. Himmelsdorf with Reform Gaming in the red, defending. Now, we expected this to be a heavy versus light lineup, and it kind of is. For the heavy tanks, the FB, for those who don't know, is kind of like the lightest one you can get. It's great DPM. The armor, though, a little bit cheesy, a little bit bouncy, but unreliable, and likely you'll get penetrating shots every time against it. On the other side, the Reform taking absolute the heaviest they can get. Even their skirmisher, the reloader, the 50B, the AMX-50B, is one of the heaviest autoloaders damage dealers you can get. You didn't go for the Batchat, you go for the 50B. Great frontal armor, can actually bounce those shells, although against some of these guns, it's not really worth much.
But on the defensive side, they already give up the heel side. They know you are really hard to control that, so they give up. But they already have like 50B. Might be a big problem for Reform Gaming to position that because 50B is not that Wolfen trigger, such a high power, and if your enemy see the 50B, they are not that worried about that compared to Wolfen trigger.
Well, they just spotted the Wolfentrager actually.
Yep, it's too big, no camera there.
And he gets hit, yeah. GG was actually sniped a little bit on the far side there.
It's not GG, it's 99.
Oh, 99.
No, it's the old number.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Looking at a weird angle, I was like, it's GG.
Not GG.
99. Silly English language, English letters. Yes, 99 there. Getting sniped, but not completely. As Flag is waiting for him. Will Flag get the shots?
Flag, can I shoot him?
No, he didn't. Okay.
No, he didn't spot it.
He didn't spot it. I would have taken the blind shot, man. I would have done that. But no, he doesn't get it. Absolute slight advantage there going for GL, but it looks like they're going to put pressure on the cap number 1.
Yep.
I said cap number 2 on the briefing,
Yep.
but I meant cap number 1. The West cap.
Yeah, problem for the RG is they didn't use the counter strategy to for the capturing, because you must know, normally a lot of people use the capture strategy and they know where is the M1390.
Oh, he's flashing spotted, going for the 1390, but he's already fired twice, not hit anything. A return shot bounces. What the smack? What?
Bounced by M30.
FB. No, it's the FB215B. Bounces off the 1390. What was that? Oh, okay, the hand of God is protecting Reflection right now, because that was not fair. Wow.
Whoa.
But Yu does get hit once. He's not going to get killed, though. There's no way they're going to catch him now.
Yeah, but
he did manage to get out of trouble.
But no, if the Elon clear the E1 or D1, for them to capture is quite easy because no one come from the west part. They just focus on the middle and the north part. That's okay for Elon. Right now, Elon, if Elon want to use the capture strategy, they got really high chance to win this one.
Can you explain the Wolfentrager position for me? Okay, so he's on the hill. He's looking down into the cap zone.
Which one?
The Wolfentrager from the blue team on the Elon. He's looking into cap number 2, but he knows for a fact that Reform is in cap number 1.
Okay, he's gonna do a flanking.
But at the moment, he's sitting still, aiming into cap number 2.
There, because he don't want to push out too far away.
Okay.
If someone see him, he cannot run. So for Elon, this moment, they want to approach the capture circle first, and after that, they're gonna set up defensive line on G line and the D line. On that moment, you're gonna see a lot of people rush out and try to do the reset, right? Wolfentrager gonna down the hill and do his job.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think he's moving out now. You're right there. He's got to do that now. He was just holding down the fort, holding the fort.
Yeah,
sorry,
but on this moment, most important thing is how to send your M1390 to the capture circle.
Well,
oh, they're gonna run down.
1390 is very nervous there. Guan Ren.
Because he keeps spotted, so he's trying to find it.
They really should have killed Yu when they had the chance, but there you go. He's spotted. He's firing. One shot from Nice does connect, penetrates LW's FB215, and that's a good exchange for Elon Gaming. And he reloads immediately. One shot reload. He's out of there. He's going to reposition now and go the other way.
Yep.
I guess he's trying to make Reform think that he's going to stick around.
Yep, you're right. So, but for the most critical part for Elon is how the M1390 approaching the capture circle. It's not that far away, but too dangerous. I guess at least 3 to 5 guns aiming him.
Oh, Nice has come back. He reloaded and he's come back. And we have our LW firing against the Wolfentrager. Does not connect. And Nice is going to come round. Use the reload and get round the corner. Will he get shot? No. LW does not get a hit on Nice. Nice is now taken away. Most of them, again, Fun Gaming.
Oh, he's going to capture. He's going to capture.
Reflection gets in. So now you have a two-pronged attack going on here, as Reform Gaming have no choice really but to rush down the one line, I would say.
Yep, they have to go out right now, but Elon still did not build up their front line. They should have some tank rush to the line D in order to prevent their reset, but they are not doing that yet.
No, they're not. They're biding their time. They know that no one else can really join in the cap, so they have 75 seconds.
I feel the archery reaction is quite slow. You should know the purpose of Elon, but they didn't do the reaction on that. Just still kept there.
It does seem strange, but I've got to say that everyone has to watch out for this. Elong may have a slight advantage in HP right now and position, but their Waffenträger's no way that Waffenträger's going to get into this fight. As soon as Reform Gaming engage here down the 1-2-3 line, that Waffenträger's useless. It's not going to be able to do anything.
Oh, because Elong didn't see anyone rush out right now, so he cannot use the Waffenträger.
Oh, no, he's coming. They're giving him the time he needs, but the reflection is hit. That's the reset they need. Go on, Ren also takes a ton of damage. That was a bit of a bad move there from Reform, but nice and flat, coming around the corner, almost taking out LW. One more shot and he goes down, but it's a double cap attempt here as the Waffenträger does enter the cap zone, trying to do damage from behind, but Nice still has a few shells, and he does the damage to the Waffenträger. Yes, he does. He now can retreat and back off with 50% HP. That's a really good move there from Elong Gaming. What a play.
Wow. But the Waffenträger on the Elong side still have a couple ember, right? I got 2 shots, but he didn't make it. His position is not that good.
Well, actually, no, he's trying to bait them out now. Now, this is the second cap attempt. He realized that he's now splitting their attention, and I believe that's what he did. Like, he fired 2 shots and went, you know what, actually, I'm going to he's reloading. So he's sitting now. No, maybe I'm wrong. He was putting the pressure on, but they decided to leave and regroup with his teammates.
Yeah, they're trying to build up line, a defensive line on the line D. So for Elong right now, the most important thing is keep the reflection set there.
That's what they're doing now,
so
I
that's
think.
why they want to do a defensive line.
Oh, here comes the armored fish of baby XPT and 99 pushing against Flag. Flag's going to get completely destroyed, but the Waffenträger E100's getting focused down here by Elong. They need to get that Waffenträger, but he's not. He's down to 1 hit, and he manages to kill Flag. That's not what Elong Gaming needed. Reform did it though. They can actually pull this back if they could keep that Waffenträger alive. But here comes Fox60. He's going to try and take out XPT. 1, 2. He needs 3 and 4. Will he get the 4th charge? Yes, he does. Elong Gaming pulls this back. Reform Gaming has the Waffenträger taken out in the reverse. It seems like it's going to Elong. Reform did everything they needed to do, but it's too little too late. It's going to go to Elong as they hit the lead for the very first time, taking the first battle of Himmelsdorf. But that was their attack. Now they've got to defend. Reform are on the other way round. They are not happy about that.
Oh, it's so close on that moment, If they didn't rush out first, maybe they can get a chance. But on late gaming, I feel the most important part is how to use the Waffenträger.
Yeah. For both teams, it was hard for them to use it. Yeah. Did you see the reaction from Guan Ren though? He was like, yes, after the battle. It's so hard and so rare to see celebration from these players. But he was like, yes, all right, we did it. He was so happy to get the lead for the first time. Elong need this. They need to get ahead. They're used to being ahead. They won it. They got it. They lost the first two battles. Now they're on a win streak of 3. Himmelsdorf, I didn't think would go their way. Reform Gaming played it nice, but Elong played it nicer.
Yeah, but I feel the Elong's strategy is quite traditional, but on the reaction of Reform Gaming, it's somewhat slow. It's on the right path,
yes,
but
absolutely.
Slow.
That's what I was thinking when they're being indecisive. I think they're a little bit scared of Elong. They respect them too much. We actually see this on the Russian server a lot. If you've ever seen like Na'Vi versus Hellraisers or anything like that, or even the red teams, they're always slow against each other. Like, they dominate everyone else. They charge in there, they destroy everything, and then when they go against each other, they stand off and snipe at each other for 7 minutes, and it's like, why
7 minutes for sniping?
It seems like that. They seems to be always scared of each other, and it's a sign of respect, kind of, but I think maybe it's more of a sign of nervousness, and that's what we're seeing here. But now it's the chance for Reform to get their own back. They're on the offensive against Elong Himmelsdorf, the map number 3, battle number 6.
Okay, that's but as we see it before, the Reform Gaming is they can do quite well on the defensive side. Sometimes I'm really curious about how do they attack on such a defensive map. It's a T10.
T10.
2 T10.
Two
Tier
T10s.
Tier 9 tank. The gun is really nice, really high penetration. Somewhat like T54, but the armor is quite weak. Not like paper armor, but armor only like 100 millimeters. So for a T10, Tier 10, it's like no armor.
It's basically no armor, right? And this is actually
really
something
nice.
really classic of Elong. like the only team I see regularly picking 2 tier 9s instead of 6 tier 10s and a tier 8. They constantly pick 2 tier 9s.
Yeah,
and they
even
did it
Elon
again.
on the defensive side, they choose E5. Normally defensive side use E100.
They don't want
E5
it.
is not bad. I have to say that the armor is really nice, but the hit point is somewhat lower. So
I don't know what they're doing.
they love lighting, not lighting. They love the speed tank. So
This is Chinese Dota at its best, right? This is just like, I don't know what they're going to do. You know what? Throw the rulebook out. Just throw the standard plays out of the window. Elon Gaming are about. They're going to pick some stuff that you're going to be confused with. A 113, an E1, a 1 E100, but it's the Waffenträger version, and 2 T10s. It's like, come on. Talk about meta breaking.
okay, they got a one E3, one just E100, 2 heavy TD. This 2 TD is quite slow, So if you use these 2 tanks, that means you're gonna stand on some point, it won't move that. It's quite clear that Reform Gaming gonna stand on the window, and you know that on the window.
Yeah,
on the west
absolutely. They're going to
part,
have to stand there because otherwise their E5s and make no sense, right?
Yeah, they're gonna hold one window, another one. I did. Oh no. Okay. They are on the assault side. I'm confused. So the E3, the best position for E3 to use on the attack side, assault side, is on the hill. Do you remember the Waffenträger? They stand on the hill, right?
Yeah.
That position, if they use the E3 plus the Jet E100,
Right, okay.
they can shoot the enemy from the hill part,
Huh.
and pretty easy to penetrate them because they got really high penetration and the angle is quite nice. So if someone defends on the best.
Now, I've got to say this, the chat made me aware of this. The T10's turret is totally low worthy. People can actually see us now on the camera. I was just checking up the stats of the T10 because I was like, oh, it's got weak armor. And someone in the chat said, no, it's recently been buffed and this turret's really good. I just checked. Absolutely. Against 340 penetration, the front of the turret and the sides of the turrets are bounce worthy.
Yeah. The turret is okay, but you don't have too many chances to only show a turret.
Oh yeah, just a turret. But we're going to find out if they can use that to their advantage. For 2 tier 9s, having low-worthy turrets when you're using big tanks with single shots can actually make a massive difference. If you fire at a rush or if they're coming towards you, you can definitely have clip the turret. And if it's going to bounce, or even that chance for the bounce, that's really cool. So seeing these 2 tier 10s there is fantastic. And actually, I want to say thanks to the guy who said that. It was Crazib. Crazib, nice one. And thank you for that. Crazib.
Cardi, right?
No, Crazib.
Cardi, right?
Crazib. Crazib.
Oh, I know that. It's
his name.
Singaporean.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's a tournament player. He's a nice player. Quite famous here.
Well, thank you to him. I let everyone know I'm totally honest about this. My tier 10 knowledge is not up to scratch. I knew every single tier 8 tank inside and out, but my tier 10 knowledge was not so good. But let's have a look at this formation. I say formation very loosely.
Okay, we see the E3 and Jet E100 means they're gonna try to attack from the hill side, and they don't know that. So like, if they gonna stick together on the hill, no, you're gonna pull back, I think, because they have to send the E3 and Jet 100 to the B0, so they're just trying to move all of the tank.
And you say there's no opportunity to use your hold down. Look at this perfect play by T10.
Yeah, but
reflection there.
Yeah, but he won't stand there too long. Just want to like a spotter. And pull back really soon.
Still a really nice position. I like that. Okay. In fact, I'm going to take that into my random games. I want to get the T10 now and play stuff like this because that seems like a really solid play. He can wait there and spot anything that's coming and basically, not entirely, but basically be invulnerable. So that was really nice play there by reflection.
Okay, but no, for the T10, for the Elong, T10 is quite perfect for them because they need speed. They always need speed, and T10 have quite nice gun compared to other tanks. Okay,
let's see what happens next. No one's been hit, they're just firing and sniping, but I want to say this is a formation, but Guan Ren is reverse side scraping against the hill all the way down here on the K line here. This is crazy from in fact, this is a crazy map. I've not seen this sort of formation, layout, design, however you want to call it, on Himmelstoff
but
ever.
You know what? I feel they really hard to win right now because they waste a lot of time on the hill. So when they set up gun on the D0, maybe it's 3 minutes later, they're gonna engage on the D0. Very soon, I guess.
I guess.
They put all tanks on the hill part. The purpose is
And
send
again,
E5 and
look at Reflection.
oh yep.
Let's watch this. Let's see how good this plays out. But this is going to be the tripwire. Reflection, and again, a very nice position. As he's going to spot Baby. As Baby comes around the corner, he is spotted. Will the shot go through? The answer is Baby didn't even aim.
Yeah, it's campaign. But
E3's got very good frontal armor, so that was going to be a hard shot regardless. But Nice and Newman also in hold down positions, waiting for them. They know they've been spotted, although the E100 was not. And neither was the E100, the Jagdpanzer and the E100. Neither of those two were spotted, although I don't think they care too much. And
Whoa.
Nice gets it in the face and takes a nice chunk of his HP out. Good shooting there by Refawn Gaming.
Yeah, but right now, the Elon take a really nice position on the line A. This RG is on the offensive side, on the assault side. They have to push on, kill everyone, or take the capture circle. But right now they are unable to capture that. You don't just stand there on line A and waiting for you guys coming.
Here
That's
we
what they do
go.
here.
Coming down the hill.
Come
50
on,
B behind the
welcome.
113.
Wow.
100 gets hit in the side with a 615 damage. Reflection is there though, holding back. He's a brawler. He's going to hold them back as the Waffentrager E100 opens up, gets a second shot in, hits the FV, but he's going to take some serious damage now. This is why we call him an assassin. He's going to sacrifice himself to get these shots off. Will he pen every shot? Yes, he will. But he spread the damage around, which means they're going to lose 2 guns now because I doubt that E100 is going to get away. That Waffentrager is dead if they go on the corner. But wait a minute, 474 damage from Flag as he is punishing for the death of his teammate Reflection.
Oh, he lived there.
And
Yes, seven, live there.
he's staying there and he's trying to escape, but he's probably going to get taken out. That's 3 tanks out of it. No, he's still alive, but the Waffentrager gets away, and that's really important.
Yeah, that's really important. If they can get it, Waffentrager, they are with health. But right now, it's not that story.
Oh, and Black comes around the back and
Whoa,
1 shot.
it's
He's going to go 2
gotcha.
shots, and he's going to take 3 shots. He's going to try and empty out into that E100. He's going to back up. He's going to take the shot from the E100. That's a bad idea, Black. It's going to do a lot of damage to you. He took his first
Wow.
off and he runs away.
He
He knew he was reloading. Great play by Black. That guy is fantastic. Now the 50B has reloaded. He's going to come back into this fight. Waffentrager though. Oh, that's just the replay, I'm sure. No, is this live? No,
It's
Fox
live.
is reloaded,
Oh,
taking
he's
him
dead
out.
again.
Fox
Wow.
is doing fantastic. He's actually getting his second clip off, which is brilliant for Waffentrager, but Nice goes up, takes 1,000 damage from the E100. That was probably unexpected as the 50B takes him out. That was a misplay, but at the same time, the Waffentrager gets the rest of his clip off. He has not missed a shot. What a player. Then he dies, but that's okay. 2 clips from the Waffentrager is really good. 3 versus 4. This is really close. It's anyone's game still as Elon was fighting
no
and
bounce.
Black takes another tank down. Newman, though, be able to get 2 more shots off? No, because the E100 comes round his ass and takes him out. Guan Ran and Black with 3 shells left. Won't be able to do anything with that, I don't think, right now, although he's trying to assassinate XBT with his teammate Guan Ren as they come around the corner. Will he get the shot off for free? Yes, he will. As Black comes round. Will he get it?
Oh.
No, he won't. Guan Ren gets penetrated for 616.
Wow.
Black's now on 1 shell, probably going to reload and run away.
Yep, and it's really. Oh, he got it.
Not good, not good for Elon Gaming, but absolutely for Refawn Gaming. That, if you're a fan of Refawn Gaming, that is what you wanted to see. However, 2 very slow tanks with very slow reloads against 2 quite mobile tanks. So this is actually anybody's game still. If Black comes in and actually gets 5 shells off between one of these reloads, if they manage to bait a shot from the E3 or the E100, they can actually take this. But 23 seconds left. They don't have time for the Batchat to reload. They got to go in there with the 113, who can actually get one-shotted right now if he's unlucky. Oh, they baited the shot out from Black. And 113 does get a small reset, but it might not be enough because Black. Oh no! Black takes a lot of damage. He's not reloaded.
Just shoot a track and do that. Oh, he didn't do it.
Guan Ren needs to get this reset. That was a bad move from Black. He was trying to bait their attention, but he's going to die now. Black, no! What have you done? Elon Gaming throw the game away. No matter what Guan Ren does right now, Refawn Gaming take the 6th map. It's 3-all to well, nobody. It's 3-all, drawing after the 3rd map. Fantastically matched, these teams. Both teams have world star players. Great play by everybody. However, I don't understand what Black was doing there. He was baiting the shots when he wasn't reloaded.
Yeah. Like you say, I think the Bashar should flank to the north side. He shouldn't stand there. Even he want to check fire, he can go to north.
No,
and,
no reason for that. Black threw that one away. He played fantastically. I don't want to say that he did badly, because he didn't. He did great, but at the end there was no need for that play. It seemed like he threw it away. But right now, it is 3-all with Reform Gaming taking the second Himmelsdorf. The first map went to Reform also, but the second.
Yeah, but he got really nice chance to check his rig.
Yeah.
You don't have to penetrate, just check it.
Yeah.
And you cannot make it, but he didn't do anything. After that, he keeps shot on the same position and everyone aim you and kill you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen at home, we are going to take a quick break, I believe, for the players to get a little bit refreshed after the last map. I'm not sure, actually. Stay tuned, because we're going to set up the next map. I'm not sure if they're going to take it after the 7th battle or right now. So just be warned, we might cut out soon. Yes, we are. So don't go anywhere, guys, because we are going into a small break. We'll be back soon to see the conclusion of Reform Gaming versus Elong. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone at home and everyone online. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone and everyone and everyone. I was going to say everyone and all, but it came out wrong. I am Luke Nella, your host for this weekend. If you've been watching yesterday or today, you'll know that I'm from Best Replays of the Week and some other missed stuff. But to the left of me, Edison, an ex-head of Horsemen. I think that's the best way to call you.
Yeah.
The crazy horses, as I like to refer to them. To anyone else who goes like, who are the horsemen? If they've not watched the Asian League, the guys who wore the horse helmets, the horse hats.
Yeah, last year, but
Yeah.
they didn't do that this year.
Why not?
I'm not sure, but they just want to. Just maybe it's too old.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, the meme was a
same thing
few
don't do
years
things.
ago with
Yeah.
the horse's head. I still find them hilarious, but, that's just me. I'm a slightly immature for an old man. Anyway, we actually have seen so far some exciting games, absolutely fantastic battles here. The first map went the ways of Reformed Gaming. It was 2-0 to them. Then it seems like they had lost it as on Muravanka. It went the other way around, and Elong took it all back. Then it went 1 each on Himmelsdorf. So it's fantastic. So
Yeah,
far,
but-
this battle is just unreal.
Yeah, I just checked the map selection. If they keep going, keep like 1-1, 1-1 to Ghost Town and Mice, it's
Right.
possible, Mice 1-1. But Ghost Town, I feel the Archie is not doing that good, but they still got a really high chance. But the Cliff on the number 6, is really critical for him because
Okay.
Elon doing so nice on this one.
Ah, okay.
They got really high chance to win, like win streak, So if RG cannot take like 2 points in before the cliff, they might lose this one.
Well, they need to take 4 points. In other words, you're saying they have to win all 4 of these games because, or at least enough games to survive Cliff. Because it's first to 7, guys. It's best out of 13, which means that although it's 3-all right now, yeah, it is 3-all. Just doing the maths.
Yeah, we do.
it's 3-all. They need to win 4 now. Both teams need to win 4. So they could win this when they win in the next 4. Unlikely, but they could. But they need to at least win 3, in your opinion, because they're going to lose both on Cliff.
Yeah, if they win 3 on the cliff, they still can.
Before Cliff. Yeah, they need to win 3 before Cliff to get to the tiebreaker before Cliff. Because they need to get to the tiebreaker score, which is 6. That's what they need to do.
At least tiebreaker is on the ruin bird.
Which could go anyway, right?
Right. But it depends on who attacked. Who win the attack in the shorter time.
Right, but let's go into that if we ever come near the tiebreaker. We'll find out over the next few battles. We're still only halfway there, so let's concentrate on Mines. On Mines, we have defending Reform Gaming. Elong always attack first, I think. Although, actually, looking at Ghost Town, they're not. But let's focus on Mines. Reform Gaming are defending. They've gone for 2 TVPs, which probably means they want to do an aggression on the center. TVPs are critical with their fast reload time to take that Mines hill. If anyone hasn't ever noticed before, on the top of the hill in Mines is a mine, hence the name Mines. It's actually the entrance to a mine where people go down and mine for things. That's why it's called Mines, if you didn't know that. IS-4 though, woo!
Yeah, heavy armor, really nice hit point. But most importantly, why you didn't choose IS-7? Because the IS-4 got really nice gun, really more accurate and higher penetration. Reform Gaming still choose a heavier setup, but as a defensive side, they still have a SPG. But on the Elong, they are offensive. They just choose the lighting. Maybe they don't want the SPG strategy.
You know what? We've said this before that, it looks like they're going to take the mines in the middle. However, almost every game yesterday, they just ignored the center completely.
They just rushed to the west part. But I said for the Reform Gaming, they already choose the SPG. They also already choose 4 heavy tank. That means they won't push too far away.
I'm just surprised they took the IS-4, as you said. It definitely seemed like they wanted the IS-7 or even an E5 to hold that corner at what, C1, C2.
You want to up the hill, you must choose E5.
It's C4, damn it. C4, they want to hold C4. That's what I'm trying to say. I keep forgetting. Someone said yesterday, just remember C4 explosives, that way you remember it. C4 explosives. Anyway, that corner, right at the base of the hill. You don't want to contest, if you don't want to contest the hill, you want to hold that corner. Best thing is like an IS-7 or an E5 that can hold it with their turret armor. Really good choices. But they've decided against it. I want to see what they want to do with this lineup.
If he chooses the IS-4, it means he's gonna pull back a little, Because if you the E5 turret, the gun suppression is really nice, but in the flat ground, it's useless. Everyone shoot on the flat side. So if they choose such defensive selection, I guess they won't push too far away, and they're gonna raise the hill to the Elong. But for the Elong, most important for them is they're gonna control the hill absolutely. But how do they control the west part is most important thing on their tank selection.
Well, it's currently 3-3, and we're going to find out what's going to happen as we start into Mines right now. Here we are, 3-all
right?
apiece. I think that's their fans in the audience. I don't think it was actually them. They're in their booths. There's no way we could hear them that loudly. Anyway, it's anybody's game right now as Elong are on the offensive in the blue, and we have the defenders there in the red. Reform Gaming. So, let's see what's going to go down here. And I really want to see how they're going to do this. In fact, they're pushing up really far on the west side. That's quite aggressive there with the RU.
Yeah, let's say Elong. They know the
Oh, I see
enemy won't push too far away, so they just want to take the chance and position in on first
Right.
moment.
Elong are attacking, but they're starting
Yeah.
in the...
Attacking.
Right, okay. I thought the defenders started in the north. I'm totally wrong. Ignore everything I said. Wait, what? Okay, I got confused. I thought Reform were going to start in the north. Okay, let's move on. Let's skip past that.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
my God.
Ren gets taken
Goran
down to
gonna down?
one hit. No,
No,
he's not.
no,
He's
no,
safe
no.
now. He's safe now. But they were punished for moving up on that hill there. Really surprising that they've lost the hill, considering the lineup changes. Oh, he's on fire! We have LW on fire! He does not have a fire kit. He's burning, and he lost at least 200, and he must have so many critical damage.
He's gonna die there.
Nice shot from Nice there at the Object 140,
Fire stop.
but he looks like he's safe.
Wow, he's taking almost like 1,000.
They both have. Goran, Ren, and LW have both lost almost their entire HP pools here.
They rush you
and
out.
they're rushing forward.
They
It looks
rush
like they
you
want to
out.
take the hill as Flag and Gunman coming up as well with their T50s. And they are going in. The TVPs are coming up. They're going to be trying to focus down the TVP on the hill to the left. And they are going to go around. They need to hit these shots. The first two go in. Then they're going to go down. And they're going to hit the next two. Yes, they will. And they've taken him out. Baby's left on his own on the hill now. What an assassination by Flag and Newman.
Yeah, and they tackle the heel back. Wow. Just 1 minute.
But Fox has actually lost all his HP as well.
Yeah.
It looks like EL Gaming are in a really strong position because Graham Ren and Fox are still alive.
Yeah, but no,
they can
Iceborne
change
gonna
really
die
quickly.
really soon because the position is really worse for him. He have to escape as soon as possible. or
He
gonna
already is
die
getting
there.
out. There's no way they're going to get him now. But he's wait, he's not
He's
going
trying.
out.
He's trying.
No, he's not trying. He's staying there.
Okay.
He's using that hill as best as he can.
Wow. Also, you don't have lighter setup. The HP. Yeah.
I'm still embarrassed about me completely messing up this map. Oh, I'm such a nub.
Oh, the Reform Gaming have artillery there, so the HP show up on screen is not really worse for him because
no, Reform
actually
Gamer are
like
totally commanding the HP. However, and this is the big however, the gun advantage can easily be swayed. Right now, I say solidly EL Gaming are in the lead. Elong are totally got this under control.
Right.
However, it can quickly go wrong if they do anything wrong. However, 99's taking some damage from Newman in the back. Newman's though getting more in return.
Wow,
they can actually push out and he misses.
Penetrate.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He actually aimed for the Opt. He wasn't aiming for him. He was aiming for CL, and they do finish him off. They actually assassinated CL in the back. It looked like he was going for 99, but he wasn't. He was going for CL, and now 99's in trouble. And it looks like it's a 7-man victory here coming out for Elong as they surround Baby and pump him full of shells. One more is needed, and he burns, and Baby burns. That's 2 burns for Reborn, and if they can get to XBT quick enough, it's a 7-0 tank victory.
It's a 700 for 5,000 exchange. Wow, oh my god.
And there we are. They got him. They got him. Don't ram him. There we are. Elong take it comfortably, 4-0. Now, although it seems to be a 7-0 victory, that could have gone either way many times. It looked like Elong were going to lose it on the hill, but their counter push. This is what I said. I didn't think they would take the hill. Not Elong. Reform. But Reform went up the hill. I want to say like it was practice, right? Hear me out. Elong lost 1,000 HP on the hill. They ran away. And so what did Reform do? They took the hill like, ha ha ha, we took the hill. But it was complete bait. As Elong was like, you know what? We're actually got the hill tanks here. We got 2 TVPs fully loaded and ready to go.
Yep.
We are totally the better team for the hill. Let's get them on the hill. Let's make them commit to the hill and then just push at them and destroy everything. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, but it's also somewhat bad. You know what? Even Elong, they didn't do the scope. They don't know how many tanks on hill.
Yeah.
You can see that Reform Game got at least 2 to 3 tanks still on the back, still near the back. So the 2 tanks cannot support the hillside on the first moment. After that, after they got a message that Elong already trying to rush in. And they're trying to, relocation is somewhat too late. 2 tanks already died. On that moment, they don't even push at all. They just pull back again. Then Elong just circle them and trying to kill them quite easy. Only pay for the 700 hit point and take 5,000 back.
Yeah, that was definitely the moment where Elong took command, but it still wasn't one for them. Reform, though, were confused. It wasn't their strategy to take the hill. I think what happened was their commander, you got a bit over the top. I think it was like, okay, we did 1,000 damage, let's take the hill. It must have been because
you're right.
They had no follow-up. They had nothing. And it was like, let's just take the hill.
Do you remember the tank selection? It's Ice 4. It's not good for hill
Absolutely not. He's got very bad gun depression compared to the other tanks.
Right.
I
if
don't
you got
know.
an E5, maybe something gonna be different.
Maybe, yeah. 2 E5s would have made sense. So if they're 2 E5s, take the hill. It seemed like an overplay, a misplay by
On the beginning, they want to take a more defensive strategy, but like 1 minute later, they already forget that.
Well, I'm going to say this now. Reform Gaming are going to be attacking from the north, and Elong are going to be defending from the south. So I'm going to get that right this time.
Yeah, but Elong still take a light setup. I just wonder what they're gonna do on the beginning, because Reform Gaming choose so heavy setup. So the same thing like Step. They're gonna use a heavy tank to build a phone line and use artillery to take damage, but only thing to resolve that. I think if Elong can take a quick flanking, just rush to the north and someone on the front. Maybe on the first moment they cannot take a lot of damage. The front line is useless.
Well, I think it's a risky strat, but it definitely can happen. Elong, if they're anything, they do risky strats a lot. However, if you look at their lineup this time, again, I feel like they're going to take the hill. I look at that, 4 tanks dedicated for hill operations. The 113 instead of the 113 is really good at pushing, right?
Yep.
It may not be the E5 when it comes to turret armor, but if you want speed and aggression and attack, you pick the 113. But they could play in the water. Who knows?
Yeah. But I just simply guess, maybe Elong trying to hold the frontier in the beginning, but use the PvP for flanking. But that's it.
And there we go, we're into battle number 8. We have Reform Gaming versus EL Gaming. EL on the defensive in the blue and Reform in the red, trying to do some damage. Going quite standard here for Reform Gaming. 1 artillery, they're taking the Lorraine this time. I think they should have actually picked the M40. They had better luck with it so far, but the Lorraine is really good because it's really fast. If you don't know the difference between those 2 artillery, it's got a more, it's just faster. That's why people like the Lorraine, but the damage and arc is better on the M40, I believe.
Yep, because the gun is totally different. One is 150 and another one 203.
The Lorraine has much shallower arc. It's easier to hit things. I think it goes much higher with the M40. I'm not the best artillery guy. Someone in the chat will tell me I'm wrong.
Wow,
if I'm wrong.
They go to the eSports. That's me? Really? Okay, they're totally different strategy, because if you use a heavy tank trying to go through a line 9, you're gonna take a lot of damage there.
But Guan Ren takes 1,000 damage. He looks like he's tracked on the hill. Can he get in cover? Yes, you can, but it was very close. He got punished by the TVP. M1 did the damage. Guan Ren, though, he's coming straight back out. He wants the revenge shot, and he gets it. At least he did a little bit back.
Okay, he just want to push someone down here. So
2 shots
it's
versus
pay
4.
a lot. It's pay too much.
It was 4 shells. 4 shells into him.
Yeah,
He was not good.
Yeah, it's paid too much, I think.
Well, we'll see. He's now in a good position. He can try and earn it back over time, but one more mistake and he's gone. But M1 gets another hit as he retreats out. The Object 140 over there did poke him a little. That's run by Flag. So Flag managed to revenge his teammate. Just a little bit of damage. So it's going to a bit more of an even state. Although still, you're right. Goran Wrench should not have lost that.
Compared to the E5, the 113's commander tower is much harder to penetrate. I mean, the protection of 113 on that position is better than E5. Maybe that's why they use that. But the gun depression for him is really worse. So he cannot shoot anyone except the E5 show up his commander tower.
Yep. However, how are they going to use that? Right now, you said you thought they were going to go around, try and take the north, and then push in. They didn't do that.
Yep.
In fact, Elong are going complete spread out classic defense where they're going to try and use all the gun angles. They've really learned. I've got to say, I'm impressed with how I've seen Elong improve over the years.
Yep.
Last year, they were all about grouping up as a 7, driving forward at the enemy, and winning the brawl. Right now, we're seeing a lot more diverse tactics from them. They're spreading out, they're using positions, and Black hits one in the side. 5.5.
Okay, you know that. Because when you hit by artillery, you're gonna have a direction indicator, right? So he already know artillery on the northeast part. So for Elong, that's why they have 3 heavy tank on that corner. Normally you won't put a heavy tank there. That's why they use that.
I do want to point out, on top of your point, that the Lorraine, the speed was really important there. It deployed over to the west and repositioned so quickly. Those Lorraines are faster than light tanks sometimes. I found that really good. But there goes the TVP unloading his clip, guessing what was happening over there on the west side. Hits nothing though. That was a waste of a clip. Doesn't matter, it's got plenty of ammo. But really watch that Lorraine. If you want to see, if you're an arty player at home, you want to learn how to play arty better, reposition, reposition, reposition. The enemies, your opponent teams, the good ones, and remember, everyone in esports are very good players. As soon as they know where you are, they will reposition to still make their objective, but be guarded by you.
Yeah.
So once you fire once or twice in one position, you need to move again.
Right. But if you want to reposition, one point is quite important. You have to control the heel. If you have relocation and then someone spot you, it's quite dangerous. But right now, I think Guardian didn't spot anything on there.
Oh,
he's trying
Baby
to
go out
up.
of the corner, takes 400 damage to the face, is nice, takes him down. But the artillery fires, and Black is punished again. No matter where Black goes, he must be getting frustrated now because the Lorraine is a completely different location again. Watch him relocate for a 3rd time. What a play here by the Lorraine. XBT playing his heart out.
Wow. They know where is artillery, but just as you say, they just relocation so he can hit. Maybe his target is STB, but he see the 113, you just shoot him.
Right now, he's aiming for that TVP. Watch the TVP in the center. I swear he's the target. Fox is gonna get hit to the face. Yo, it's Newman, sorry. And he does get the hit. There he goes. What a shot. And this is the advantage of repositioning. It's very important to note that with artillery, if you're moving, if the enemy know you're moving, they know that you're a tank down, and then they can make a play. But if they don't know you're constantly moving, they have to assume you're aiming for somebody. But anyway, here's the clash going in the middle as Baby's using the front armor, the turret armor there on the E5 effectively. However, LW goes a bit too far forward, and Black hits him. Really good shooting there from Black. EL Gaming showing some really nice skill, but Reform Gaming still taking command of this battle using XBT's excellent artillery play.
Wow, but right now for Elong it's somewhat difficulty because they know you're a heavy tank on the middle, right? If they trying to flank and trying to kill the artillery, actually the heavy tank can pull back quite soon. So if they rush out and cannot get the artillery within like 10 seconds, they
Was Nice just hit by the artillery?
It's nice.
What did hit Nice? No, it wasn't artillery. So he just got pounded. Nice just dropped half his HP. Flag is here comes the move as LW goes up the hill, but he was punished for it. Fox is going to kill him with one more shot. No, he doesn't get it. His Baby blocks. Great play there by the 2, but the rain is found. He takes a hit. The AMX-90 has managed to take him out in the rear. So no more artillery there from Reformed Gaming. They don't want to throw this battle away. They do have the HP advantage, even though the artillery is down. The TVP on the hill takes a lot of damage. The AMX-1390 by reflection did a hell of a play in the back and gets away. But Black is one shot from death as Baby goes around the corner. However, he went around a bit too soon. His teammate dies, and he's now going to go against Fox in his TVP. The TVP, though, has got one shell left. He's not going to use it. He's going to reload and run away instead. Oh! 437 damage on his bad fall. Bad play by EL Gaming. Good position for Reform. What can EL Gaming do to get back into this battle?
Wow. On that moment, they're doing really right decision because they know you got one tank trying to flank and trying to get our artillery. On that moment, we just take the chance to push out. We have heavy armor. We got a tank advantage. I mean a Valiant advantage.
It was going to be Reflection saving the day here, but he wasn't able to manage to pull it off. And it's down to just Fox. And it looks like EL Gaming are going to lose this battle. One apiece again for Mines. There it is, 4-all. What a game. What a game.
Yeah, but I think there is one weak point for Elong. They love to choose a lighter setup. on the mines, always have a lot of close battle. On that moment, but in the beginning, the artillery make 2 shots is quite critical for him, and the STB doing a bad exchange. I mean, when he trying to shoot a TVP, he got a totally 4 shot and almost died there. So after that, cannot stop anyone up here. That's right. I think the guy, you want to shoot autoloader, right? You should aware that you're gonna got a 4 shot, but you only have 1 chance. He's just stand there and trying to do that.
What you've got to see though, it almost went back to EL. In the middle of the game, they were down by 2,000 HP. The Reflection went round the back, managed to take out the artillery and do some damage to the TVP that was protecting at the back and get away. Then he still had 3 shells left and he came in to engage, but it was just a little bit too late. His teammates were already too badly damaged and he wasn't able to swing it back in their favor. So there were 2 battles going on inside that big battle. And Reflection almost pulled it back for his team, but it wasn't enough, and RG managed to take the game quite comfortably. I still think the artillery play really won it.
Yes, right. And on the later engage, the E5 blocked a lot of shots, That's the difference between the heavy tank and the mid tank. The TVP shoots like 4 shots, only 2 penetrate to the E5. If he can penetrate, if he can kill the E5 earlier, he got another chance to kill the 215B. But if you got only 2 penetrate, something gonna be different. That's it.
Yeah, but that was that game. It's now 4-all, and we're going to move on to Ghost Town. We can always say what could have been, but that's what happened. And it's now 4-all. And according to your theory, Refon Gaming need these 2 wins.
Yep.
Because next is Cliff, and that's EL Gaming's home ground. They are performing excellent on that. However, let's focus on the present. Ghost Town, take us through it.
Okay. As a Ghost Town is it's not normally it's a city map, but normally it's a defensive map. But for Ghost Town, it's totally different. You don't have only one way,
EL Gaming's classic double tier 9 again.
They love to use double tier 9, but this one is T54E1, As we said before, yesterday, this tank, premium runs only have 210 penetration. It's perfect to shoot 50B to counter Wolfentrigger. But if your enemy use a lot E100, you're gonna find that these 2 tier 9s really hard to use. But on the other side, Refon Gaming also choose a light setup.
In fact, I believe it's identical for 5 tanks apiece. 5 of the tanks on both sides are identical, the bottom 5 picks. The only difference is Refon Gaming, who are attacking, have a Wolfentrigger E100 and a 50B. Where on the defender's side, 113 Bachas Leon. I really do think Ghost Town's an attacker-defender map. It's very much both teams attacking. It really doesn't feel like one team's got a defensive lineup here.
Yeah, but for Refon Gaming, I think the most critical part for him is how to use the Wolfentrigger. E100, the MS-50B gonna act like a butcher, so it's gonna be like you said, a skirmish and try to find a chance to kill. But Wolfentrigger, it's quite slow, and you don't have the E100 to protect him.
True.
Yeah. So how do you use this one? Is quite critical. Yes, the tank is so high, so even you hide behind the 215.
As we discussed before, that we consider the Wolfentrigger an assassin, right? He is going to come in. He's going to try and exchange himself by killing something else. If he gets away and gets a second clip off, even better. But his primary job is to knock out one enemy tank. And if he survives and gets the second enemy tank, then you've won, basically.
Yeah, that's why I say you need someone protect him.
Yeah.
So if someone, but their tank selection is not like good for the Wolfentrigger. So I just wonder how RG can use this one. But if they use the Wolfentrigger really nice, maybe over my expectation, they're gonna win this one.
So just in case people are curious about why there's a 2 tier 9s here instead of a tier 8 and another tier 10, the way we play this game is 768, where every point is just a tier point. So you can have 6 tier 10s and 1 tier 8, or 5 tier 10s and 2 tier 9s. That's the 2 combinations you can have. But let's find out on Ghost Town who's going to go away with the advantage. And here we are in the 5th map. It's a massive titanic battle between these two teams. Number 2 in the world, Elong Gaming, and number 1 in China, Reform Gaming. It's 4 apiece. We're going in to the next battle where we are seeing Elong Gaming defend for the first time first on the map. Always they've attacked so far.
Okay. I said Reform Gaming, they have more heavier setup because they have orphan trigger. But generally, if they want to use a capture strategy, I mean the capture point too, the orphan trigger can have more noon to, shoot one clip. But if they go through the north side, I don't think the orphan trigger have too many chances to use because the space is really hard for him. But right now, I don't know what they're gonna do because it's somewhat strange. 2 tier 9 on the point 2 and the rest of the land on the east part. If someone spot, I mean is a heavy tank 113 on the north side spot someone there, and they see 2 tanks near the capture circle. The two tanks gonna die very soon.
Now we're seeing them group up together. This is Reform Gaming block. Actually, it's quite mirrored. If you look at the two teams, you have a massive block of of Elong Gaming there in E45, and a big block of Reform Gaming, unspotted still, I might add, pushing through the terrain together with the E1s going for the cap.
Yeah, they're gonna do double cap.
Yeah, double cap with the E1s. They're going to try and split the team, and their trap
they're gonna do double cap.
The Waffentrager has been spotted by the 113 in the north, and here comes the reset. It looks like they're leaving their E1s to die, as it doesn't work at all. This plan from Reform Gaming did not work, but they didn't lose to E1s.
Yeah.
They didn't lose them, which is important.
It's not too dangerous. That's okay, I think. But they totally pull back. But right now, what's their strategy? No, I cannot figure out. They split to 2 parts again. Normally, if you want to.
Oh, Goran Ren comes back, and if he gets seen, he's going to get focused now.
It's straight.
That was close.
Only 2 shots.
He lost his repair kit though, guys. If they manage to track him again, he is done for. As they go around the corner, they're trying to get the shot on Goran Ren. I don't know why we're looking at these tanks, but Goran Ren does get away. It does seem like it. Oh, there it is. He's getting focused. But if they track him here, he's dead. If they went around the corner over there. But revenge is happened as Fox TS comes round in his E1 and punishes them. Reflections in there too. One more shot. They get it. Goran Ren misses his shot. But reinforcements have arrived from Reform Gaming. They've lost their 2 tier 9s. Reflection, Fox, and Goran Ren are all on reload. So right now they're going to get their revenge. HP damage. Reflection. One more shot by M1 will finish him. No. Baby gets the shot. There it is. They get a little bit of revenge. It's quite even on the HP. But Elong is in full retreat as they do not have the reload, and that Waffentrager has not fired yet.
Wow. Okay. Now, I say that might be the best moment for Waffentrager to show up.
But it's too late, too slow.
Yeah, but
too
right
slow,
now, But right now it's still okay because you don't not get the ring yet.
And here they go in against Nice, who's in the open. They could get some serious damage on him, but now M1's caught in a crossfire from every single direction. This seems to be the trap that Elong Gaming wanted to spring, and they are doing it. Baby's getting punished. One more shot, and Fox takes him out. But the Waffentrager still hasn't fired. The Waffentrager's been utterly useless and has now started taking damage. That E100 here from 99 has totally thrown the game so far for Reform, but he can at any moment destroy any tank on Elong Gaming's side and win this back. They really need this.
They're too careful about the Waffentrager. They got a lot of chance to shoot, but the first moment for Waffentrager is hiding.
Oh no, this is going wrong for Reform Gaming. They really wanted this, but Elong Gaming could take these matches. I mean, they're on the defense right now, granted, but oh my god, this is...
If they want to use Waffentrager, you got to protect him. Just choose something like E100 and you're gonna be more safe and more... how to say that?
Use him,
you cannot be more comfortable about that. But right now they choose a weak tank and no one want to protect Waffentrager. It's something like you cannot use that.
Oh, and M1 though is getting punished. Reform Gaming's in a lot of troubles. He's gone out completely and is wiped from the face of the map.
And the Waffentrager's never shoot.
99 is still fully
loaded. What's going on there?
He's saving his time, right? He wants to be the hero.
So he gonna kill everyone on last moment, right?
No, he's hit again though. He's hit again. He's fired. He's fired once. He's fired
Twice.
Ooh, no, he's not. He's really dangerous now. 99 is getting caught out. And he reverses into Black and Newman, but they're not looking at him. In fact, they're distracted by CL. And he fired his second shot. He's fired his third shot. He's going to kill Newman. Yes, he is. He's killed Newman, and Black goes down as well. That actually is the damage they're looking for, but now he's on reload. He's dead, actually. He's no longer. He got one clip off, which is not the worst thing in the world, but Reform Gaming are running out of HP as they're picked off one by one. Elon Gaming taking command of this battle.
And the butcher is coming. Oh, he didn't get it. Oh, okay, he got it.
No. CL managed to get away, kind of, but took 2 shells, and Nice is waiting for him on the other side. What a cheesy play here by CL. They're on the attack though, so no matter what happens right now, Elong have definitely won this. I got to say, Baby dying, getting caught out completely in 99. Not getting any shots off until just then, totally cost Reform Gaming this match. Elong in command.
I feel they cannot figure out how to use a Wolfen trigger. It's not simply how to operate that.
But the 50B's punishing Flag. Flag's like, you know what? I'm going to take these hits. Click, you're dead. There we go. Elong take the 5th point, and it's now 5-4 against ELUP, #1 in China. RG Gaming, Reform Gaming. There we have it. It's slight lead. You said it's going to be dangerous if Reform Gaming was not at match point by the time they got to Cliff, because, well, they're going to probably lose both Cliffs because Reform do not look as strong as Elong on Cliff. So Cliff is next, if anyone didn't know. That means right now Reform Gaming need to win this defense, like absolutely need, because we could see the match point if Elong take this next battle. They're going for match point. Dangerous position, dangerous position. Do you think they're on tilt? How do you think the morale is?
I feel something.
How do you think the morale is right now inside Reform Gaming?
The first problem for Reform Gaming is I feel they cannot do really nice tank installation on this map.
XBT stressed. Look at those veins in his hand.
Yeah, but I feel they cannot do. They don't have really nice strategy on this one. They choose pretty okay tank, but for the Wolfen trigger, you really need to protect him, not just hide and trying to hide in shot. You need more E100 to protect him, and you can shoot a lot. But they choose a lot 215B, and no one can protect him. They look like a tank you cannot use, and someone used to be there.
They didn't use the Wolfen trigger. Baby in the 215B, he also got caught out. They lost 2 big tanks, kind of. The Wolfen trigger did get a clip off, I know, but it was too late. Too little, too late.
Yep. And maybe if you rush down on like 90 seconds or 100 seconds earlier, maybe they got really nice chance there, but no.
They take him again though. They take him again, but this time with a mouse. They're like, okay, you want to back up? You want a tank to go with the Wolfen trigger? Let's take a mouse.
Yeah. You want to absorb the fire? Just sit behind a mouse and no one can shoot you. But if you just stay behind the 215B, everybody gonna focus on you. That's totally different.
Right, what's the light tank? It's gonna be artillery.
Artillery?
On Ghost Town, is that viable?
If you want to use the capture strategy, it's really nice to counter someone go to the north capture circle.
Right.
But if they just force on the middle, on the center, you cannot do anything. You just waste the tier A there, And another point is really important.
Well,
1390 is really easy to kill the artillery.
Okay, well, everyone at home, what do you think? Are they right in taking this artillery? Are they not? Is Reform Gaming going to go down by 2 points for the first time so far in this set? Currently, it is 1 up for Elong. They're at 5 against 4 for Reform Gaming's 4. Do you think the M40 is going to cost them the game or not? Type your comments in the chat. We are paying attention to you. I want to say hello to everyone watching, guys who've been here from the start, and all of tomorrow especially. We do love you here on the desk. Say hello, Edison. I don't think you've addressed the crowd once. I don't think you've talked to them not once, and everyone knows you. Everyone there has been saying hello to you this entire time. So wave to the camera, Edison. Come on.
But no one take us.
What? They do see you. They do see you.
Okay.
People are talking to you. The camera is there. They do know you're there, my friend. I may be talking a lot, but you are giving the professional insight. I don't know this maps and strategies as much as you, but we're going to see. Are Elong going to take 2 points ahead for the first time ever in this match?
I feel they got really nice chance to win this one. They're gonna go straight, I think.
Dragon Quan says hello. You definitely know him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Dragon, how are you?
Hello from Korea. I love the fact that everyone around the world is watching, including people who got up early in Europe, because it's like midday in Europe and it's Sunday. And I know I don't like getting up before midday on a Sunday, if I can. But here we are. Reform Gaming are 4 points to 5 of Elong Gaming. This is the last battle on Ghost Town before we go to Cliff. Elong's home. So Reform Gaming do not want to be on match point for them. It's first to 7, best of 13.
Yep. For the Elong Gaming right now, they're trying to clear the south side first, because if you clear the south side, you got a really high chance to send your light tank inside and kill the artillery. So right now they are focused on the south first.
Yeah, look at that play there with the bat chat. AMX 1-3.
You gotta go
for the bat chat. Here they come. The score. Ben goes in. He's got to commit to this as Reflection comes on the corner too. They're going to focus down M1. Is he going to get killed? Yes, Reflection's going to finish him off, but will they lose Goran? No, they won't. Goran gets away. 608 HP, but he gets into cover.
Wow.
That's critical. And the artillery miss. And 99 also gets damaged. Oh
my
God. Reform Gaming are in such a bad position. They lose 2 tags as M4043 is also assassinated. Exactly as you said. Horrible as Reflection does 2 kills. I think Reflection got both kills. He killed the Batchat and the M40. This is a disaster, an absolute apocalyptic situation for Reform Gaming.
Wow, I think Reform Gaming right now, the only thing is they can win is you just take a defensive position and waiting for Elong rush out. But if they push directly, they don't have any chance, I think.
Well, this is exactly what they're going to do now. Reform Gaming is like, you know what? We're in a bad situation. Let's just send the mouse in and do the damage. But again, the Waffentrager is not fired yet. Waffentrager has still not done anything.
Yeah, he should have followed the mouse.
He should have
too far away.
But they killed 99. He's assassinated. He's taken out. This is really good playing by Elong. However, the HP was equalized a little bit, but no gun from Elong has been taken out. His Reflection is starting to unload into the side of U and CL.
Yeah, but if they found out the Waffentrager is leaving, they're gonna push out.
Waffentrager E100 is opening up on U and CL, and U's going down to really low HP. Oh, Fox TS just takes out the FB215B, but the Waffentrager for Reform Gaming have done nothing again. He's down to 40% HP.
Yeah, he keeps circling. No, he cannot find any target. Wow.
Goran eventually goes down. That's the first casualty for Elong Gaming, but this looks like a solid victory by them as they are 7,700 versus 1,300 in HP. This was a dominating performance from Elong, or complete mess up by Reform Gaming. I hope that you are wrong about Cliff, because this is going to match point as Elong Gaming takes 6 away from the 4 of Reform. Cliff is the next map. It's danger zone now for RG. They're going to a great performance. They managed to take 4 points away from Elong, which is probably one of the closest matches that Elong's had for a while. But still, it's not good enough. They need to step up their game, go into overdrive, turn it up to 11 or whatever they need to do to take this Cliff away from Elong.
Yep. When they choose, I mean, in this match, when RG choose artillery, that means they wish Elong go to the north side. But for Elong to counter this is quite easy. They want to clean up the south first, and RG know. I feel they don't have any idea about this one. Someone just want to rush out and.
Well, they didn't know how to play Ghost Town.
Early.
They didn't know how to play Ghost Town. They deployed the Waffentrager twice. Both times it barely did anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They don't know how to use the Waffentrager and another part. I feel they don't know how to play on the Ghost Town. Maybe they don't have too much experience on this one.
Maybe not.
Just to guess.
Maybe they've planned for Cliff though. Maybe they said, like you said, this is Elong's home. And they said they planned for Elong. So they've studied Cliff. Maybe they're going to surprise us by knowing exactly what Elong are doing on Cliff. And maybe this is their trump card. They were hoping to get to Cliff and demolish them. And in fact, maybe we should be more worried for Elong as we're coming into Cliff. It may be match point, but imagine if it was 5-5 and they clear Cliff because they know exactly what Elong are going to do. They would have taken it. So maybe we should be more worried about Elong than we should be worried about RG when it's coming into Cliff. However, maybe not.
But you know, Cliff is somewhat depends on the personal skill and the teamwork. This map is not too much on strategic side because it's so defensive. So if you are forced to rush, I mean, if the Elong just defend and the RG are forced to rush, Elong still got higher chance to win because their personal skill and their teamwork is better than other teams.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it open. I'm going to trust what they said.
Defensive?
It's going to be this time Elong on the offensive again. It's the only time they defended was Ghost Town first. It was the only time they went there first. However, to me, this is all about Reform Gaming. Can they do it? Can they break what's traditionally or statistically not their game? Can they take the home away from Elong? That's the story here. We know what Elong's going to do. They're going to play their standard battle. It's their home, but can Reform break them? We're going to find out very shortly as we go into Cliff, which is the final normal map, unless it goes to a tiebreaker. This is match point, though. A single victory for Elong, and they take it away. Wow, this is getting close.
Yeah, it's so close over my expectation. I mean the RG. I thought Elong gonna take a really quite easy day today, but none of that story. They're so close.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really surprised it was this close, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a little bit more sided, like one or the other team has dominated the other. Like the strategy advantage Reform Gaming have for being able to watch EL would trump EL, or EL would just destroy them because they're that much better from experience and teamwork. They've been together longer, they've been playing together longer. It was going to be one or the other, but nope, these two are quite evenly matched.
Yep.
They are proving why. Both teams are proving why they're number one in their respective regions. But remember, Elong, number 2 in the world right now.
Right. I feel RG on yesterday, they are somewhat nervous, right? But right now, they are start to familiar with the stage. They can start doing really nice and really nice strategy.
Right, now take us through their tanks. Elong and Reform. Is this expected from Elong? Is this standard?
Yeah, it's quite standard. You love the high speed, love the user auto loader. So it's not surprising, maybe nothing different. Yeah, 3 TVP, 2 Bacha, 1 STB, and 1 RU251. Most of them auto loader. Because they are on the offensive side.
And they want to fight on the cliff. They want to use the hill to their advantage completely.
They want to kill everyone on first moment, so they choose more auto loader. Oh, Reform Gaming. I guess I saw they want to use a heavy tank setup, but this time they don't want to use anyone heavy.
They're using Object 140s, which means they want to snipe a bit, don't they?
Yep.
They want to get around the flank with their brawlers and get around the back and snipe away. They're going to use the TVPs because they're amazing on the hill, and the STB as well. The RU251, amazing tier 8, also at hill play. Bacha, not quite the same, but it's got great firepower when it does manage to get its teeth into something.
Yep. But for a defensive side, Bacha can gather north quite easy because if someone rush in, you got plenty of time to rush out to escape. So the setup is quite light, but here's one question, here is one problem. If Elong, they just rush, they got a higher chance to win against auto loader.
Well, let's find out right now as we go into Cliff. Elong's home, can they secure it? They just need one more victory and they take this final. Can they do it? Let's find out. Into Cliff right now. Watch for the steam. There it is. Hey!
If on go base, I guess.
People are very excited for this battle as Elong are on match point. They're in the blue, they're on the offensive, and they're going to be offensive. I think they're going to go for an absolutely explosive finish. This is what you said, Edison. They're going for just the attack. Will they do it? Will they throw everything into this to have an explosive finish, to dominate and destroy on their favorite map? We're going to find out very shortly as Reform Gaming are going to deploy on the defensive in the red.
It's okay, the goes to west part, quite standard there. You're trying to control the map, but for that positioning, it's trying to counter someone on the got the best.
I like this. Elong have thrown up so much.
Do
I
it.
absolutely love what they've
Right.
done. They knew what was going to happen, but I'm worried for Nice. If Nice is caught out right now, he was tracked on the opening shot. He might get pinned down here. Watch Nice's HP disappear. If they take him out right now, it might be victory for Reform Gaming. But no, he gets into cover.
No,
that was close.
Yeah, but maybe it's a counter strategy. I think they already on the first moment they're trying to reach the hilltop and aim the south side. So maybe they just a counter.
Back on my original. Oh wow!
Oh, 99 gonna die.
99 might get revenge killed here. It's both Nice and him on really low HP. Bad Chat's not worth their weight in gold right now, but this is what I was about to say. This is what ELO Gaming have done. They've totally grown up. They're now doing strategies like this, where they are taking the map away. This is very European. I have to say, Elon Gaming in the grand finals surprised everybody by playing the way they did. Everyone learned how to counter it. Hellraisers showed if you just keep calm, you can counter it. Look at it here, though. Elon are playing way better. They're playing more tactically, more slowly, but Goran Ren takes a bit of damage taking this critical point. I guess he's trying to take out 99, and yes! Newman takes him out. That's the first casualty of the match, but look at Reflection at 70 HP as they come around the corner as Yu jumps over the hill and just dies. That was a hell of a trip. He actually took a lot of damage from falling. His XPT is now also gonna be taken out. They managed to take a Reflection, but it's not much. They take out a tier 8 in exchange for what? 2 tier 10s?
Everyone's
but
reloaded.
They're all reloading.
Oh, it's reloading right now.
They don't have enough damage, but Baby's coming in. Got to take some damage on the flag. Black is on reloading. Fox on reloading. Flag is on reloading. Nice is on reloading. But can they keep alive? They're going to ram him to death. They're going to try and kill him, but his reload is off. He's going to be able to shoot. Yes, he gets one shot off. No, he's dead. He didn't get enough damage off, and Black runs away, and Flag runs away, and Nice runs away.
Yeah, but the Elon take the time and control the north part right now, so Nice might be a check there.
This was really good for Reform
Whoa!
Gaming, but the reloaders are done. The autoloaders are done. They're going to come back in. They're going to do the damage, but Baby can bully Flag. He knows there's no way for Flag to kill him. So watch that bottom fight as we commentate on the north one, as Nice is a one-shot. So if the TVPs spot him and he dies early, this could actually go wrong for Elon Gaming. This is not a one-way fight. Look at the Object 140. Baby's going to kill Flag in the next shot, but they're going to come around the corner. They're going to take out CL. He's down. M1's a reload. He's going to die. This is it. It looks like Gaming are going to secure this as Baby's the last guy left. There's no way he can save his teammates. Elon Gaming have wrecked them. It's Reform Gaming going down number 2 in Asia as Elon are your champions for the 2015-2016 Wargaming.net League Asian Pacific.
Every time Elon sometimes never making mistake. On that moment, they know you rush
they
and
had
they take really nice
one opportunity.
reaction.
They had one opportunity when all the reloaders were reloading, but they lost too much on the approach. I can't remember who it was. The Nobel 140 dived over the hill and took 400 damage, 450 damage to his full. He took damage to a full. If he didn't do that, that extra 2 shells the TVPs would have needed to fire would have been huge, and they would have maybe an extra gun able to do it. But Elon Gaming are your champions. They are still number 1 in the Asia APAC region and number 2 in the world still by statistics.
Yeah, and that's the first time they have a chance to win the RG. They are all team members, and they proved that they are number 1 Asia APAC.
Round of applause for Elon Gaming, and also for the losers RG. They may be second place, but they did very well, and they've shown themselves as a force to be reckoned with. I'm sure we're going to see them soon performing on the world stage, able to do their best. But Elon have to do, as the pressure's on them, because the grand final's in a month, on the 8th of April, I believe, maybe 7th and 8th of April. They are going to have to fight for second place. People are going to expect them to get at least there, which means they need to be able to do at least as good as that. And what I've seen today was some very good new maneuvers, good strategies. And as we focus on the grand finals, these guys are going to represent the entire of Asia. And the world will be watching. They got second place last time. They were an underdog. People are like, oh my god, Elon did this. I can't believe it. But this time they're going to be like, we got to prove ourselves against Elon. The world is watching them. And I think people like the Hellraisers, the current number 1, they are going to be watching for them too. And what about Navi? They're looking for revenge as well. If they're going to make it to the grand finals, will they be able to take them out? Looking over to Europe, and you've got all the teams there, and even the North Americans, they're going to be looking at Elon a lot closer this time round. Yeah. They're not going to underestimate.
Yeah, last time on the WGL final, Elon was rated on number 8, but finally they got number 2 and proved himself. this year, more as you say, more and more people more and more team gonna focus on the Elong. They're gonna study the Elong. So even Elong, approaching to the World WGL final again, but they're gonna be more tough compared to last time.
Absolutely, but I've seen they've improved tenfold. That is not the same Elong we saw. Had one strategy: get together, rush. Get together, rush. That's all they had. They literally had nothing else. But as they said in their interviews, 1 year is a long time, and they've improved. They've improved so much. I was so impressed by Elong this time. They did so much better. I think everyone watching at home who watched the grand finals will also see how much more European they're playing, how much more CIS they're playing. They are on the level for sure. It's not going to be cheese tactics this time. They're not going to surprise their opponents. They're going to play to win, and they're going to play with great tactics, great skill, and they're going to prove themselves on the world stage this time round with no one able to say, well, it's just because they were unknown, no one knew what they were going to do. They're going to prove it this time, and they have all to play for. Absolutely amazing.
Last year, I talked to the reflection, their commander. I told him about the new strategy about European League, about the Russian League, and he told me, "Here is Asia. We have our strategy." He is so confident.
Of course he should be. I mean, he's an amazing player. We saw Reflection over and over again being #1 for his team. We saw like people like Baby and Black. These names kept coming up over and over again. When you're commentating, you're often shouting certain names that are doing something over and over again, and you notice them, and they all do really well. And Elon Gaming, every single one of their team members, apart from maybe Nice, I don't want to shout out someone as being bad, but we saw Nice doing negative things quite a few times. But everyone else was always like, wow, look what they're doing. Oh, that was perfect. That was great. And as long as he picks up the slack, I'm sure they're going to watch the VODs back and know exactly what's going on, but and get better. But wow, I mean, it's one of these things we got to every team's got to look at when you are looking back through your performance. You got to look at not maybe who's doing what wrong, but what is going wrong. Like for Reform Gaming, they need to look at their Waffentrager play, right? Yeah. Doing nothing for the entire battle, coming in late, getting a few shots off, and then dying isn't enough.
Yeah,
right?
but the most important for him is they make the same mistake twice.
Yes,
don't
exactly.
do that.
But it's hard in the moment, right? You know that. It's like you make the mistake once. Sometimes you don't know you've made it, right? Sometimes in the moment, you as the commander or you as the player don't know that it was you who messed up. Maybe you just don't feel that you did it wrong. Like in that game, he would have done 1 clip worth. So statistically, you look at the stats, the damage dealt was okay for a Waffentrager. They would have noticed immediately if you were paying attention to other things. We could see, because we're bird's eye, we get to sit back and see the whole strategy. We saw that was the weakness. But in the moment, they might not have. When they're going to watch the VODs, they're going to go, oh, that's what it was. But in the moment, they might not have seen it.
Yeah, but on the second match, they choose different lineup. They choose a mouse to protect the Waffentrager. But you see the distance. Waffentrager still keep not long distance, but they're still taking like a 10 second or 15 second to reach the battlefield. It's not really the right way to use that, but as you say, maybe they are too nervous or they really cannot figure out how can they do, or pressure on them, so they cannot make a really right decision on that moment.
I agree with you that it's got to be difficult in the moment, but also maybe they didn't pick the mouse for protecting the E100. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they just wanted a bruiser tank to push in there, absorb the damage, and that's it. And they were not paired up. Maybe it wasn't part of their strategy. It was just that you think, they noticed their mistake, they're fixing the mistake. But maybe it was just like, we want a mouse. And we want him to absorb damage while everyone else just does the damage. Because he didn't seem to be working together. They didn't seem to cooperate. They just seemed to, the mouse did some good damage, and he went in there on his own, and that's it. But
actually, RG was failed on the Ghost Town because the strategy level compared to other map on that one really quite worse. I have to say that quite worse.
We did see Elong easily go through and destroy them. They went in with the Batchat and Reflection and assassinated not only the Batchat itself, but also the artillery. But here's the highlights of the games yesterday if you didn't see them. Okay, guys, we are back here for the award ceremony, and we're going to sneak in the background. You can see us there. I wish they kind of dimmed our lights, so we're kind of hidden. But we're going to be back here commentating on what's going on in front of you and trying to translate what we can, but I think it's all going to be in Korean.
It's Korean.
Well, there might be a translator on stage in a minute because the winners are going to speak Chinese if they're interviewed, so I hope that happens soon. But please, a round of applause for, who is this, gents?
Should be the WGL, I guess. Oh no, it's a war game.
Someone from Wargaming. Oh, it was on the screen just then and we were looking away.
WGL APAC 2015-2016 시즌 2 파이널 긴 대장정을 마치고
He's here to present the trophy
우승팀을 발표하도록
to the
하겠습니다.
champion of the Wargaming.net League 2015-2016.
아시아를 대표했던 EL 게이밍입니다.
EL Gaming. Don't need to translate that name. Give a round of applause for your champions. Number 2 in the world, number 1 in Asia, and I guess statistically as well, number 1 in China.
Yep, right
Or at
now.
least 9 number 1 Chinese players, although they are playing in the Asian League, not the Chinese League. There is a difference. Dragon Quad, the Korean country manager. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Whoa!
Woo!
자, 우승을 차지한 EL 게이밍에는요, 트로피와 올라서 상금 6만 달러가 주어지도록 하겠습니다. 자, 그리고 폴란드 바르샤바로 갈 수 있는 티켓, 그랜드 파이널 진출권이 함께 선사가 되겠습니다.
The Korean manager is spotted, by the way.
자, 잠시 맥주를 내줘서
It's a bad joke. He's wearing a Sixth Sense jacket.
아시아 챔피언
Edison doesn't get my joke.
Yeah, no. I just focus on the nice. This one is only one do not have a jacket.
I know nice because it's on his back of his jacket.
He's
it's got
making
his
some
name.
mistake there, so you know.
I wish that their labels on their jackets too. $60,000 for your champions.
정말 멋진 활약을 보여줬던 리플렉션 선수에게 우승
Sometimes I really wonder what's the age of Dao Ye. Dao Ye is a refresher, the first one.
The guy holding 2 flowers is nice, by the way. So
Yeah.
that's the guy you got to boo. He didn't throw hard enough though. So if you are from everyone else, you can blame him for not throwing hard enough. If you want someone else to win.
Yeah, and I know the Elong, you know, they start to join the tournament like 2 years ago, and in the beginning, they are not a professional gaming club. You know, everybody spread in China, different city, and after they both want to have a professional gaming club, just build a house for them, and everybody just play the same together on the same place like a professional gaming club. So they are start to doing really nice after that.
Okay, well, I think it's time now to start thanking everyone at home and everyone here. Thank you, Edison, sir, for being here. I hope you had fun.
Sure, I can. It's so proud for me to work with you. Every time, last year, you teach me a lot of stuff. Also, I didn't do any casting. I mean the English casting for last year, but something really give me a lot of different thinking. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. You've been great help for me to refresh my knowledge as well, because it's hard for me as well. I don't do this as much as I like. I do mostly best few plays of the week. But anyway, thank you everyone at home. Thank you everyone live here in the audience. Especially everyone who's been really nice and helpful in chat and being friendly and having fun. I find that's half the experience of esports and sports in general is you guys, the community, you at home, having fun together, talking about the strategies, talking about everything going on and having fun. So thank you everyone at home. Thank you Wargaming and the Wargaming.net League. See you at the grand finals. Congratulations, EL Gaming!
Bye-bye.